Wait, there was supposed to be something that comes out. This is the Battle of the Rages. Yes! Make some noise! Took us weeks to get that. I didn't want to let it pass. I didn't want those 2 seconds. All right, so what we're gonna do now is your rages are going to be judged by 3 judges, okay? Let's meet, are you guys ready to meet our first judge? You guys ready to meet our first judge? Our first judge, ladies and gentlemen, we have Slacks. Here we go. There he is, make some noise. Music. There you go. Our first judge for the Battle of the Rages. Look at the anger. Oh my God. It's just like Macho Man all over again. Slacks is in the building. Take a seat, sir. Take a seat. Look at the anger. Oh, right. Oh, careful. Careful. Careful, sir. Look at the anger in that individual. Oh, relax. Don't. That's expensive equipment, Slacks. Don't do it. That's expensive equipment. Slacks, you're right here. That's your seat. Guys, right. All right.
My apologies.
I thought you were gonna fall off your chair. We're gonna have another EE moment. I didn't know. Oh my God. All right. Slacks is here. Round of applause to Slacks, our first judge. Very cool. Our next judge is LD. Here he is. There he is. Oh, he needs bouncers to restrain the anger. Look at the anger seething of this individual. Here's LD. Make your way to the stage, sir. Come on. Getting it started. Oh my God, like a Hulk. Beautiful. LD makes his way to the stage. Come on, LD. All right. Look at those bouncers. He's a dangerous man. Happened to be escorted by these muscular features. Look at them. Bouncers escorting LD towards the judges' table. An expert in rage. LD is gonna, of course, share his knowledge. Okay. Here we go. LD, you're right here in the center, sir. You're right here in the center. Very cool. There you go. Nice. Oh, look at the anger. I love it. LD. All right. And your final judge. Let's hear it. Open the doors as we introduce your final judge. Open it. Open it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Poppy! You cannot handle it! Ladies and gentlemen, your final judge for Battle of the Rages, Poppy himself is in the arena and he's about ready to get the Battle of the Rages started. Have a seat, sir. Make some noise for Poppy. Here we go. What's that? What's that?
I'm your long lost son.
Poppy, this is your long lost son. There you go. It's flexing. Poppy Jr. Wait, we got it. Relax. I know you're very excited. This is like a reunion. I get it. All right. Okay. So, ladies and judges, this is of course, this is Henry. This is Henry. Say hi to the judges. Hello. Hello. This is Mark. This is Mark. Hi. Hi. And this is Poppy Jr.
Poppy Jr., my name is John Rowe.
John Rowe. Poppy Jr. genre.
But I go with the in-game name of Poppy Jr.
You go with the actual in-game name of Poppy Jr. There you go. LD, Slacks, Puppy, we're gonna get this started. Okay, so we're gonna do this now, okay? I'm gonna give you a sample, okay? There's timing to this. Once the music, listen to me, once the music comes, okay, it's gonna build up, all right? There's a build up. It's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. When you hear the drop of the music, go crazy. Do whatever you want. Blackout. We have bouncers. Don't worry. All right? Here we go. I will give you a sample. Can we get the camera, please, here? Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So let's say I'm playing Dota, which I'm horrible at. Okay, right here. Beautiful, sir. All right. So I'm playing. So when I go 3, 2, 1, you're going to hear a track. Please play it. Here we go. I'm going to act it out for you. And then you go crazy. All right? Make some noise. Are you ready to do this? What? You want to move it here? Okay, move it a little bit at the center. Okay, got it. Thank you, Puppy Jr. You're very sweet. All right. All right. So, Puppy Jr., Mark, why don't you just go down right over here, observe your opponents. He was ready to jump. He's so amped. Henry from Tuguegarao. There you go. Puppy Jr. Okay, it's his dad. Why not? Okay, go with it. Who am I? Who am I to stop? Puppy Jr., we have a segment to do, all right? Are we ready? Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Puppy, just stay there, all right? Mark, just stay there. Henry from Tuguegarao, are you ready to do this?
Yes.
All right. Our judges are gonna give their expertise after they rage. You can just go as long as you want until we feel that we need to stop you, okay? Perfect. Have a seat. Make some noise for Henry from Tuguegarao. Here we go. Henry, you wait for the music, okay? Listen to the music, okay? When it drops, let's make the music louder. Thank you very much. Look at the rage. Look at the rage in this individual. Look at that. Oh, he's ready. He's ready. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna enjoy this from here. Okay. Henry, thumbs up. Can you hear? Are you ready? He's playing. It's just a casual Dota game, and he's about to rage. Henry's Battle of the Rages. Here we go. Here we go. He's losing it. Oh my God, look at the anger in the eyes. You cannot handle the anger that's building up. He's going crazy. Go, sir, go. Ah! Ah! No! No! Bam! Bam! Destroying the table! Ah! Ah! He's so angry! So angry! Wait! Okay, stop! Make some noise for Henry! Security literally had to go in front of our judges because they thought you were gonna attack them. That's wonderful. Henry, what?
I will attack the monitor, actually.
What?
I will attack the monitor.
You wrecked the monitor. You have to pay for it, but it's okay. Don't worry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Come on. All right. So Henry, stay here. So you wrecked the monitor. Let's get some insight. Slacks, how do you feel about how Henry did?
Hello.
Yeah, all right.
Henry, I gotta tell you, that was some real Dota rage.
There you
That's
go.
the kind of Dota rage you would only see from a guy who joins ranked games and his name is Positivity, all right? That's real Dota rage I just saw
That's
there.
real.
10 out of 10.
Thank you, Slacks. Real Dota rage, fantastic. LG, I'm gonna give a moment here. We have an instant replay, okay, of the rage moment, which I would like you to analyze, okay? So let's get the instant replay. Look at that. Look at the slow, going nuts with the, oh, like a titan. Look at him. He takes it again. And all right. LD, run us through your thoughts as you're observing this.
I really like the technique, Ari. You know,
Yes.
that the really like strong first hit, you have to just destroy the monitor immediately, and then you make sure the monitor's dead. It's not coming
Yes.
back, no buyback. It's out of the game for 2 minutes. And then, just to be sure, you start killing them at the fountain. That's when you take the table out, and then you go for the judges. That's what the chair is for.
And that's what happened. There you go, LD, ladies and gentlemen, nicely done. No buyback, you destroyed the buyback. Puppy, what do you have to say for Henry's performance?
First of all, touching your keyboard, writing some stuff there. I know that feeling. You wrote your stuff. This is the last game, motherfucker. Wham! Like a natural, man.
There you go.
Like a natural. I know. I get it. I like it.
All right, Puppy, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, thank you. The judges are very happy with your performance. Any last words to the judges?
Thank you.
Thank you. So sweet.
No problem.
All right, round of applause to Henry. Nicely done, nicely done. Setting the bar high, Mark. Mark, come here, Mark. Mark, you're next. Mark, AKA, good. Mark. Here we go. Center, we'll go center. Mark, here we go. Mark, Henry has set the bar very high for the Rages, okay? Mark, are you ready to step up to the challenge?
Yeah.
Oh, he's ready. Look, he doesn't even hear me. He says, yeah, let's just do this. I'm gonna go nuts. All right, Mark's Battle of the Rages. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Oh, look at the grinding of the teeth. Oh my God, he's typing profusely. He cannot eat. It's taking over. It's taking over. What's wrong with you? Here we go. Oh, no. Taking off the J's. Jump. He did the WWE from the top rope into the monitor. Destroying it. Stepping on it. Round of applause to Mark. Mark, that was poetic, my God. Mark, come up here. Here's your glasses. Here. Careful. Round of applause to Mark. Very nice, nicely done. Mark, that was something else. Okay, I'm gonna let the judges give their input on that. Slacks, what do you think about that?
Mark. I believed it, all right? I've yelled things like that on my monitor. I've stomped on it before. Mark, you look like a guy who was trying to get through 4K. I felt the pain. I felt it, Mark. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Thank you, Slacks. LD.
I felt that way too.
Yeah.
You know, when I found out that Sir Action Slacks was 5K,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to do to my monitor. I mean, who wouldn't? And it's always the quiet ones, Ari.
Yes.
He seems like a nice guy. Just
Yes.
don't piss him off.
From one quiet one himself, you understand the rage within him.
It just bubbles over, man.
Just
You can't
bubbles
control
over,
it.
and you block out. Okay, very nice. Thank you, LD. Puppy, your words.
All right. The feeling that I got from him, he was losing for a while.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't like anger right away.
No.
It was sadness.
Sadness.
It's like, guys, I said back. I said back. No. And when he went off the stage with that monitor, jumped off and crushed it, I like that. Natural number 2 right here, this guy.
There you go. Thank you so much, Puppy. Mark, any final words to the judges?
Fuck you.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want the stream to get banned. So, thanks, I guess.
You know all of them can fight, especially Puppy. He's like 7 feet tall. Are you serious?
I play Legion Jungle.
Okay, interesting. Thank you, thank you. Nicely done. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Oh, it's just beautiful. Puppy Jr., come here. Oh my God. The long lost son of Puppy is right here and he's about ready to rage. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm just, let's see if it's in the genes. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Do we have another headphone that's not wrecked? 'Cause this one's just, yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we can't give them broken headphones. They have to break it. All right, got it. Thank you, sir. Right here, oh, right here. Okay, perfect. That's perfect, sir. Yeah, right here in the center.
Now he wants more room, dude.
He wants, what's that? What did you say?
Give more room.
Okay, got it. Okay,
All right.
he's gonna use all this. He's gonna use all this. All right, you're hyping yourself. All right, I got this. Here's your headphones, sir. Oh, okay. Watch me, Dad. Watch me, Dad. Watch me, Dad. Father, I'll make you proud.
Make me proud, son.
All right, here we go. It's like validation from a parent is just something else, isn't it? All right, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. Okay. Are you ready? Puppy Jr., are you ready? Just let...
I'm ready. Regards to Shiva.
Okay, very nice. Let yourself go, sir. Let yourself go. Nicely done. Puppy Jr. with his Battle of the Rage. Wait for the music, Puppy Jr. All right, let's cue it. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Puppy. He's muttering. He's turning red while his father is watching. He's going crazy. Oh no, he's about to take over. Oh no, going crazy. There you go, keep going. Puppy Jr., keep going. Keep going. Keep going, Puppy. Puppy Jr. Make some noise for Puppy Jr. Come on. Nice. Okay, the keyboard. The keyboard. The keyboard. That was mine. That was mine. All right. Puppy Jr. Round of applause to Puppy Jr. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. It's dead. It's definitely no buyback for like 5 minutes. Don't worry about it. All right, what?
Just making sure.
I got it, of course. Sigurista. Okay. Puppy Jr., as you saw, you went nuts over there. Okay. And Slacks, we're going to look over at his instant replay really quick just so that we can see what just happened over there. Puppy, look at that. You can see that there was anger already. Very nice. As this was actually an emotional moment as Puppy is watching. I thought it's beautiful. Look at how proud Puppy looks on screen. It's like, my God, he is my son. Yeah, look at that. Just nodding. Slacks, what do you have to say?
Puppy Jr. Oh my God.
Oh,
It's
look at
horrific.
that.
It's horrifying.
Oh my God, just going
Puppy
like,
Jr. No.
like you like went parkour on that.
Good
That's
Lord.
insane. Oh, just going nuts. Look at that. Spotlight. Ah, beautiful.
Puppy Jr., I came here to rage. You terrified me, bro. If I was your father, I would have left. I can't do this. You're terrifying, dude.
You're
Yes.
terrifying.
You went from rage to frightening. Well done.
Rage to frightening. LZ.
I don't think they brought enough bodyguards.
No.
I see why they have the bouncers. They had a whole crew area. It's not safe here.
It's not safe.
We need to end the contest.
It's
But I
not
will
safe.
say the apprentice is the master now.
The apprentice is the master. What?
Actually, every game I bleed.
Every game you bleed. Just like, are you bleeding right now? He's bleeding right now. Look at the bleed. Look at the bleed right there. He bled for this.
He bled for monitors.
He bled for the monitor. That's right. Puppy, what do you say about Puppy Jr.?
Oh God. I'm gonna have to talk to him tomorrow at home. Let alone that I found out a lost son, but a lot more problems to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, I guess it's in the blood.
Yeah. It's in the blood. It's in the blood. That's him acknowledging you. That's it. All right. Puppy, you have any more words?
I like how you lost control there, man.
All right, there you go. Thank you. Let's get the three on stage. Give a round of applause to them. We're gonna find out who is the winner. Okay? So, thank you so much, of course, to Henry of Tuguegarao, Mark, and Puppy Jr. Any last words to the judges or anyone?
Slacks, do you even wear jeans?
Do you even what?
Does Slacks even wear jeans?
Does he wear jeans? Why do you want to know?
Name is Slacks.
Oh.
That keeps me up at night too.
What? That's a curious question.
I'll wear whatever you want. Just don't hurt me, dude.
All
Whatever
right.
you want, bro.
So I'll let the judges, I'll give you guys a few time to just kind of deliberate. And then Puppy, you just announce who you think is going to win, all right? All right, so there you go. They're going there. They're going there. Is it going to be Henry? Is it going to be Mark? Or is it going to be Puppy? Long lost son. We're going to find out how this happens. This is intense. This is just like, look, they're taking their time. That's beautiful. Of course, you can see the deliberation. It's just like the 60th minute before the clash. You can see. Okay. What are they chanting?
I think it's Navi. I think it's Navi.
I think they're chanting. Dandy's not gonna show up if that's what they're saying. I'm just like, we lost. We don't have enough budget anymore. All right. We poured everything on this, all of this. Those monitors were expensive. All right.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear, Ari.
Yeah.
We didn't have to talk for long.
All right.
Puppy Jr. is just a master at his craft.
Yes.
He trained at the School of Rage with
School of Rage.
the finest instructor in the world. I
Yes.
mean, surely, Jake, you agree.
Yeah, just incredible rage. And Mr. Number 2, the
Mark-
rage that you had, you told the judges to F off. That's
Yeah.
real rage. I respect that.
He blacked out at that moment.
Yes.
He did.
So, I mean, Puppy, we told you who we thought should win. I mean, obviously. It's
Puppy.
We made our thoughts.
And Puppy, who is our winner?
Can I move the camera away a little bit?
Move the camera away. Move the camera.
So I can see everybody.
All right.
All right.
The
This was
winner.
a nice display of rage. Can I hear some noise? I didn't hear enough. Get a grip!
Louder!
There we go. All right. Y'all did really good. Nice display. All natural rages right here in Manila. But there's only one winner. Puppy Jr., you're not my son.
Go to your father! Go!
Henry G., you are the winner. Henry, you're not my son, I'm sorry. You are the winner.
Lock him up!
Henry! Puppy! Henry from Tuguegarao is the winner. This is dramatic. So it's not your son, Puppy. No? Say some last words. All right. All right. All right. Nicely done. Puppy, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause to Puppy. Thank you so much for being so game for this. Nicely done. They're yelling sample. Oh, he's gonna sign. There you go. One signed.
throw the monitor.
Okay. we'll get a marker and we'll sign it for you. Congratulations, Henry of Tuguegarao. Thank you, Mark. Puppy Jr., we're gonna get to sign over there. Let's get a picture all together. Thank you. Thank you. This has been the Battle of the Rages. Thank you, everyone. We hope you had a good time. And up next, we have our upper bracket, Newbee versus EG, right after the break. Thank you, everyone. Puppy, thank you.
You got the skills and the knowledge. You even know your way with your game. Yet, you ought to fall. You fail. So what? Stop the drama. Don't give up just yet. Get up and do what you gotta do. If you're saying you gave your best, show it to the world. Prove it to yourself. They say tough times never last. But remember, tough people do. Now go out there. Unleash that inner beast. Surprise everyone with your capabilities. And whenever greeted with failure, face it fiercely. Stand firm and say to yourself, one more try.
Push, mid lane.
How to win a guy the saucy way. Babe. Wanna eat?
Bounty Fresh Saucy Tori Karaage. Lean, tender, irresistible with 2 rich sauces.
Push! Push!
Babe.
Huh? Wow.
With lots of appetite appeal. He just can't get enough of. He'll keep coming back for more.
Babe,
Yes?
pengi pa.
Bounty Fresh Saucy Tori Karaage. Saucy sarap in an instant.
Are you ready, guys? Our first team, we have Newbee.
Over the months, Newbee has established control of the region and have shaken the international scene as well. With the antics of highly skilled players, SCCC, and UUU9, this team is a very entertaining team to watch. The Knights in Blue have mustered their forces, and they are ready to charge into Manila's battlefield. Newbee.
Here's Team Newbee. Newbee! Their opponents, E.G.
Evil geniuses have gathered their forces back, sticking to their five-man stack that made wonders in Boston and in Kiev with a vengeance. With their young blood now rallying behind the veteran savvy of Universe, their future is full of possibilities. They start strong with highly skilled landing players and the help of a very explosive support duo. There will be a war cry, for many fans have already bled blue. Evil geniuses.
Welcome to the stage, Evil Geniuses! Give it up for Evil Geniuses! Our final match for day one of the Manila Masters, Newbee versus E.G.
Thank you, Ari, for an absolutely smashing intro to our upper bracket. It is Newbee versus Evil Geniuses, a match that I know many have been waiting all day for. And of course, to match such a prestigious game, I have only the best panel members joining me. Grant, and Slacks, welcome to the panel.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Exceptional teams in this series, and I sure hope that they will indubitably have a gregarious game.
You just trying to use 3 or 4 syllable words as much as possible?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome then. Evil Geniuses and Newbee, if you guys haven't seen the results so far, we had Newbee being able to make their run through both Team Secret and OG. That's definitely the big one that stood out. Newbee seemed to be back in form, gentlemen.
Yeah, they just look insane. Ever since DAC, when they won, it seemed to be a little bit of a downhill slide, but since then they brought it back. I mean, you just beat OG. Like, you're feeling confident. You're going against EG, maybe some people's favorites to win the tournament.
Whoa, Grant. They didn't just beat OG. They stopped it. They 2-0'd OG.
Who?
Newbee. Don't you see?
Who'd they beat?
OG.
Oh,
Oh,
that's pretty good.
yeah. Pretty good to me. What do you think, Zyri?
And on the other side of things, we had Evil Geniuses beating Faceless, as well as Invictus Gaming. And that's got to be impressive, right? Invictus Gaming have been, I mean, they had DAC under their belt. They've been at least performing pretty well so far. This certainly isn't an Evil Geniuses that goes straight to the lower bracket like usual. Is this a different Evil Geniuses that we're seeing here, Grant, from the previous iterations?
I think it is. They're finally finding their footing. I mean, when this team came together, it's like you have some of the best players in the world, some of the, highest MMRs. That's what people really care about. And they just haven't performed after that TI run. And then finally you're recouping, getting crit on captain, finally showing a little bit of what he has. And I think with Fear on the captain role, they're just looking better than ever.
Red-Eye, EG's been a great team for a long time, and they've just never had enough to take the victory lately, though. I want to see an EG that's going to be able to dominate this series. I want to see an EG that can win a tournament again instead of coming in the second and third. And I especially want to see that man crit. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
He is a beautiful boy, isn't he?
He's a nice, clean, young lad.
As a 5K player, how do you feel the patch works out for Evil Geniuses? This new 7.06?
As a 5K player, I would have no idea how the patch works out for Evil Geniuses.
Are you saying you just haven't sunk your teeth into it yet, Slacks?
I mean, I feel like a lot of the teams have also not sunk their teeth into it too much. We've seen a lot of experimentation, a lot of new different heroes, most notably been favoring a lot of Jakiro. It's good to see Wisp back again as well. So that experimentation, I feel like it's still going. And if there's one team that does know how to bring out some weird kind of clutch heroes, it'd be Evil Geniuses.
Is that true, Grant? Do Evil Geniuses tend on the weird side? They have a lot of versatility to them, or is Slacks making things up?
I think he's mostly making things up. EG mostly sticks to the same guns. I mean, you have Sumail playing those extremely aggressive middle heroes, especially with the new
creep coming down middle as well as denies giving yourself experience. I mean, Sumail's just been dominating more than ever, and I think Newbee is going to have to come back. I mean, you see their main player here on the 4 role, it's just they've just been playing Night Stalker Nyx over and over, and I think EG is going to ban that and they're find something new to beat EG with.
I find that interesting that you put Sumail on the aggressor. It seemed like there was a point for Evil Geniuses where in the previous patch, because we had more carry style mids, that Arteezy had to take over and try and be more of an aggressive safe laner, something that really wasn't his style. Do you think that in this new patch we're going to get back to an Evil Geniuses where efficiency and greediness works out for them and Sumail can just be the tempo controller?
I think we're kind of there now, but we saw, EG picked up that Razor, meaning, they don't have to be that super greedy role. You have Razors, Quaps going the same game together, you just dominate the mid game, you win by 20 minutes like they did yesterday in their IG games, and they're just going to dominate.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. Razor is such a hero that you have to do so well in the early and mid game. He's just garbage when you come to the late. So only a team like EG can really pull something like that out. I've seen a lot of teams recently fail on that Razor, so gotta put it to them. But yeah, it's great. I'm so surprised you have so many nice things to say about EG. It's so weird, buddy.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're all right.
Pretty good.
Let me tell you a little story about Newbee, okay? The China Revolution. The boys coming out 2-0 OG, doing fantastic at DAC, and probably gonna win this tournament. You ever heard of Mogi?
Mogi?
I think so.
He's pretty good.
He's got skills.
He does have skills, and he's been performing a lot better ever since this last couple of weeks or so. It seems like Moogie's actually putting out, I kind of described him as sort of a rock who, never really outperformed, but never really truly underperformed. But now we're actually seeing some star performances out of him game after game.
I think it's because they're giving him reasonably safe heroes. You see a lot of Juggernaut as well as that Life Stealer. And it just simply just farms up. He can dictate the pace. He's actually been TPing to a lot of fights. He's not just farming. He's making an impact around the map like he did back when he used to play like Gyrocopter, and you wanted to do that. He's doing that with all different kinds of heroes. And I like to compare like U9 SC when then it's pretty much the Chinese counterparts, Arteezy and Sumail, just so individually skilled. When are they going to finally get those results? And looks like now.
And it seems like definitely with their offlaners, I think that's a pretty big difference, right? KP has done a lot of work for Newbee lately. He seems to really be stepping it up as the aggressor. We see offlane Sand King is, for me, at least, the KP hero to look out for. Talk about their performances and how KP matches up against Universe.
I think KP likes to play a more dominating role. We see, Newbee's one of the few teams who just keeps picking Tidehunter, even though, they lost before this tournament. They lost with it 6 times in a row, and then finally ended up winning 2 games here and beating some of the best teams. I think he matched up with Universe well, even though they play a different type of hero. And I think the Sand King's a good role because we saw him actually play. Kaka played in the 4 role as well as them playing in the off lane. So I think his versatility is good, but Universe just plays a different spectrum, like the Clockwork, and more individually finding space for his team.
You mentioned versatility there, Grant, and the biggest point that I want to make is that EG, people know what Universe plays. This guy is able to switch it up. He's able to play heroes like Sand King, literally one of the only guys who's doing practically well with that hero right now. So being able to see, well, don't laugh. So being able to see him do that and have that kind of versatility where it's hard to ban against them, I think really gives them an edge. As you said, EG, they always pick the same things, and that makes it easy to beat you.
So from extreme amount of versatility and weirdness to picking the same old things.
Well, I said weirdness because they know old picks. That's the thing that you get with a team with a ton of experience, right? Just because they haven't played a hero recently doesn't mean that they're not probably the best people in the world at that hero. And they might not even be in the meta. But currently in the meta, teams are a little scared to pick different kinds of heroes, ones that they've played before. We're not seeing a lot of different things so far. So, I don't know. I feel like the ability to ban out EG kind of gives Newbee an edge.
And in our mid matchup, Sumail versus SEC, we've seen SC not really performing quite as well on some of those early game aggressive tempo controllers, barring the Queen of Pain as the one standout. You feel Sumail has an edge there, or you still give it to Newbee?
Sumail has an edge pretty much over any mid at this point, but I don't know. We are seeing a new Newbee than what we've been seeing before, so we'll have to see what they do. But at this tournament, they're looking fantastic. So I hope we can see that versatility here.
Grant, I know you don't want to do this on stage. Maybe Newbee is actually listening, but since you know Evil Geniuses so well, looking at the draft, what would you say are the important bans for Newbee?
Oh my God, they're listening.
For EG to ban Newbee, I think I think EG probably wants to start off by they're gonna probably ban away those like vision-giving heroes like the the Nyx, the roaming Night Stalker, stuff like that. And I think on the other side, Newbee should probably consider banning IO. I don't think you give EG that IO ever, and probably maybe go back to what we saw getting banned against them at TI6, just IO Darkseer every game. I think it's probably one of the better things to ban.
Slacks, any heroes that stand out for you on the Evil Geniuses side?
I mean, as you said, IO and Darkseer are going to be your top 2 bans every
You can't
single
just
time.
copy me.
I'm not copying you, Gran. I'm coming up with my own idea. I'm just talking and filling air before I figure out something smart to say. You know what's a great hero for EG? Is Gran, what do you think is a great hero for EG? You like EG? You know anything
I
about
like
that?
him.
All right.
Kev, what do you like about EG?
Star Spirit! Star Spirit!
Oh, there you go.
Great
Star
hero,
Spirit.
great hero. One of the
Yeah,
only people that play
yeah.
Star Spirit. Fantastic joke. Can turn around a game. Omni Knight as well. A lot of combos that we've seen there, and yeah, it's a real good time. Having a good time.
Okay. I think Stormsphere for both teams is really good. I mean, SC and Sumail, they both played this tournament. They both just looked insane. I think they're going to say, hey, I mean, that's a counterable hero. We're going to see. Maybe it gets 5th pick, but I don't think it'll ever get banned out.
Which is where we go back to the Nyx Assassin again, right? As a potential important hero, not just as a potential roaming support or even an offlaner, but as an impactful hero that counters many of the cores that like to be picked up in the mid.
Yeah, I think EG is more than likely to ban Nyx probably every game, especially if they have 1st pick.
We do see a similar playstyle coming out from our safe laners as well. Lifestealer, the one big hero that kind of linked between the two.
Yep, and with that new player on EG, RTS, he's been playing pretty good. Lifestealer and Razor, yeah. Clever.
Can you give us a little info and insight into RTS?
No, he actually was
No,
just typing on his
mystery to
keyboard,
you.
and instead of RTZ, he just went up a little bit and went to the S and said, well, I don't feel like fixing it. That's literally what he said.
I'll go ahead and answer that for you.
Well, I just did. I asked
the real
him.
answer, if you don't mind. We spoke privately. And RTS stands for real-time strategy. You see, he sees the game so quickly that his opponents seem to only react after he makes an action. That's just what happens when you play with that kind of skill. So, changing his name reflects that.
So are we going to be seeing some RTS-type heroes like Naga Siren or Lycan?
God,
a
I
little bit
hope
of
not.
Micro?
I mean, sure, whatever. Yeah. I don't know if you want to pick a Naga against Newbee, though. Newbee did eliminate OG with their Naga, and they're arguably one of the greatest Naga players out there right now. So, I don't know if that would be a smart play. I think OG wants to stick to the heroes that they're good at, that aren't easily banned because they're predictable. Got you, Gran.
Well, thank God. We can actually do some real analysis as the draft is coming up, and our analysts don't have to bullshit anymore.
How dare you!
Trust me, it doesn't end here.
You boca.
All right, our draft for game number 1 of Evil Geniuses versus Newbee, and it's going to be a first pick puck for EG.
I just called both the bands.
Grant,
EG,
you get a fist pound. Good work.
Yep.
Oh, real hard. Nice job, Gran.
Thank you.
Woo, boy.
Would you have said they're going to ban Night Stalker?
Absolutely. Night Stalker provides a ton of vision. EG loves working on vision. Only this is the wrong team, but they were making sure.
And then I think the Wisp band out on the other side of the tree, I mean, we've seen Zai and Crit. I mean, they trade off quite a bit, but Zai on that tree is actually insanely good. And you just don't want those vision heroes, so 3 of them banned out right now. You just don't want to give someone that way to move around the map, create kills.
It also
Shut
takes
down.
away one of the other heroes that Newbee likes to be able to run so far in this patch, which is the Phoenix. The Tree Protector Phoenix has a very important link synergy, really makes the Phoenix work. So instead, Newbee are going to be opening up with Crystal Maiden Sand King, another duo that has a lot of synergy. Sand King is never going to be one for mana, that's for sure.
And we've seen the Sand King run in both roles. I think they open it up here. They just take it for the easy stun Crystal Maiden. I mean, it's such a good hero. You're never going to get it banned out, but it just provides so much to every lane once you get that. And it's a strong laning hero once you get to level like 2-ish. It can jungle as well, which is nice, even though in this patch that's been nerfed a tad bit. And there's Bane, probably the best laner in the game. You just go middle, throw in Enfeeble up if you really want, and that hero's going to do nothing.
I got a question for you, intelligent men. Why is Tidehunter getting picked up. Is it something that could happen in this series, do you think, by Newbee? I mean...
Newbee, they just enjoy picking up. They enjoy it, especially against like Terrorblade, Naga, just those illusions here. And I mean, if you anchor smash a TB, I think that's one of the biggest reasons they pick it. It actually does 0 damage.
Yeah, Tidehunter really falls flat when you see a matchup where Anchor Smash doesn't have impact. Then you're just a walking Ravage. There's plenty of other big teamfight heroes that could provide that to you. So I feel like the Tidehunter usually picked after they at least have some idea what the cores is. And I think the other big thing is the fact that the offlane no longer having shrines to be able to work off of. Offlaners that have better natural survivability have a lot more value in lane.
Okay. That makes sense. So we have a lot of silence, we have a lot of control already coming out from Evil Genius's draft, and that's pretty scary stuff when you're talking about high damage magical heroes like Sand King and Crystal Maiden. Easy ways to kind of screw up their big ults that they really need to pick off, so I don't know if they're going to keep investing on that big magical damage on Newbee, or they're going to go for a little something else. What would be good is some crowd control. Could we see a Magnus perchance coming out there, helping with those big teamfight ultimates?
Man, but I'm just seeing Newbee actually bans out in the Invoker, thinking maybe it's not a Sumail puck.
I was going to ask you,
an offlane.
Is it an offlane Universe puck?
We've seen Universe played before. I mean, obviously Newbee studies. They both have extremely talented coaches in Fear and Sandshang, so maybe they see something they want to do, and that puck's not a dead giveaway like we thought it was middle.
Well, gentlemen, I don't know if you know any stats, but let me tell you about 2 tuples, all right? 2 tuples are what we stats people call a win percentage based on 2 heroes being picked together.
2 tuples?
Yes, the 2 tuple. Highest 2 tuple coming out with Sand King without Invoker would probably be a Juggernaut. So leading to my statistical analysis, I would presume that we'll be seeing that on Newbee.
You're okay with it being picked up against Bane, who has a disabled
and with them already having a Sven.
Puck being able to get in.
There's Sven, you know? He's almost Juggernaut, so that was pretty close. Good for me.
Good for you.
Thank you. Back to you, Cap.
Oh, you got my name right this time.
You got it.
Sven is an interesting pick because usually Newbee likes to counter the other cores, and I mean Sven doesn't really counter anything right now. It's just an extremely strong, especially with Lifestealer still in the pool against him, as well as Juggernaut. They just scoop up the Sven, not even versus like we saw him pick it versus Bristleback. Just
I feel like most of the current meta heroes though aren't really good versus Sven. In that regard, that like if you look at Lifestealer, you've got heavy armor, you've got Troll, also heavy armor, and Sven's one of the few heroes that actually battles against it. It almost feels like Evil Geniuses are going to have to play kind of a keep-away game.
There we go.
And there's definitely a keep-away hero, Razor. Being able to kite the Sven, it's really the only way you can play against this hero.
And with a Bane in the game now, you have to be very wary of an aggro tri-lane actually from EG contesting that Sven's farm, I think.
In one word, hubris. All right, they got a lot of catch for that Razor. Razor's a quick boy. He weaves in and out. He's got to get those rampages. You typically lack stunts. Look at all the stunts we got coming out here from Newbee. Crystal Maiden, Sand King, Sven. That's a lot of control, boys. I don't know how well this Razor's going to do.
It's a lot of single target control as well.
Indeed.
Which Razor is good, bad? Which one is it, Slacks?
Why do you keep asking me questions?
Usually Razor's pretty good against those kind of things.
Oh, well, la-dee-da, maybe in your games. Anyway.
So say Sven pops his Warcry and throws out the Stormhammer on the Razor.
I don't even know what Warcry does, but can we just move this along, please?
Why do you keep moving so much closer to me, Slacks?
I don't know, I get nervous and I feel like you're
I feel like he's under pressure.
I'm fine, I'm fine.
Yeah, both teams actually using a little bit of time. I mean, some think it's nervousness, others think they just want to, make the other team nervous.
They're not sure if it's a puck mid. Would you be okay with them grabbing the Queen of Pain, one of the last remaining tempo controllers with the puck and the Lina already taken out of the pool? 1 picked and 1 banned.
On EG or Newbee? Or?
A Newbee.
On Newbee? Well, there you go.
Yeah, good call, Greg.
Thank you.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm a genius.
Oh.
And now I think it's pretty obviously a puck middle now. And then you have the quad matched up, and I mean, that's gone
Wait,
back for
you think
years.
Sumail's like, I'm down with, because it's a 1v1 skill matchup,
Yeah,
right?
I
You
think
think
so.
Sumail's feeling.
Until the Bane just comes, throws an Enfeeble on the other hero, and you're like, wow, Sumail's really good.
Alert, alert, Darkseer has yet to be banned, and the universe has yet to select his hero. So, if there has ever been a higher power, please let this be the Darkseer game.
The problem is, Darkseer not very good, and especially in the late game against Sven and Queen of Pain.
Well, you know.
You just blink in, you vacuum, and then what are you gonna do? You just BKB, she blinks away. It's not the best pick I've seen.
Well, then what would you pick, Grant?
What, do you want more control out of your offlane, or like a disruptive hero like Clockwork that can help kite the Sven around, or do you want something to focus more on the Queen of Pain?
I think you need your initiator, something like a Clockwork, or even, I mean, I don't really think they're ever gonna pick Tidehunter, but I think Tidehunter's actually decent in this matchup, and well, we get to see the Zytusk now.
Heyo. I like Tusk. I like where he's come. He's kind of been the replacement to Earth Spirit, right? Earth Spirit used to be everybody's go-to early game, aggressive gank person. And I don't know, Tusk is a lot of fun. He's got kind of the powers of Earthshaker, able to cut people off. He's got a lot of burst damage for roaming, and he's got that great save too, so...
When I think about winning a LAN tournament, I think about having fun, not winning.
Well, I mean, he's fun and winning. And guess what? People that win LAN tournaments are the ones that are having the most fun. That's why Evil Geniuses has not won in a long time.
Sounds like a vicious cycle.
Was that too harsh?
No.
You know
I feel like the Tusk is also one of the supports that works best of the 4 positions that we used to see that were a lot more independent. Tusk works a lot better with his other 5 position support. Snowball being able to pull them in with help the initiation. It also works as a nice hero to be able to control. So we have this Razor who wants to be able to, kind of kite these heroes but still keep in distance to them. Both the Ice Shards, Snowball can actually work really well in that regard as well. And then the Sigil. All 3 of those things can actually work out really well to the favor of the Razor when it comes to kiting the Sven.
Damn, talk about respect bans. Getting rid of the Faceless Void? Who the hell picks Faceless Void anymore? That's fantastic.
Well, that would be Evil Geniuses.
Exactly.
Picked up the offlane Faceless Void.
Almost like it's a old pick from their history that makes the team have a lot of variety, isn't it? Capitalist?
Or a recent pickup that they grabbed with heroes like Phoenix.
Neat.
So we're talking about EG, but Newbee is very much, I mean, both teams are just, I think they're still looking for an offlaner. I think it's going to be a 4-position Sand King trying to move around the map, get some vision. I could be wrong, but we'll see what EG thinks. I always like to see the last team ban, like if you have something like a Sand King, like could be 4, could be 3. What do they think it's going to be? What do you think it's going to be, Slags?
You have a 50-50 chance to get it right. This is your best odds for the whole entire panel.
I was not
Were
listening.
you even listening? You somehow found a 0% win, which is not listening to the question.
Well, I was thinking. I was thinking about the next ban. I didn't think about anything. So, Cap, what are you, how you doing? What's up, buddy? Do you like Dota? Hey, Abaddon! You know what's a great hero from NA is Abaddon. You get a lot of aggression there.
Did you say Abaddon and Abaddon?
Well, you gotta cover both bases there, Grant. Evil Genius Classic, coming in with that NA flavor. Although Newbee is also a team that's run some Abaddon style.
That's true, but it is the NA Classic. I know IX Mike ended up teaching Universe Set here, and that's where it really came into the meta, so we'll see if they know how to deal with it. And that's finally, it gives them a front liner along with Razor, so you just have him run in, Razor just static links someone, and I mean, with Bane, you get that sleep off. They have a ton of team fight.
It works very well versus it works very well versus the Tidehunter, because you can dispel that disable with your borrowed time and then a Photic Shield on somebody else. But Black Hole, on the other hand, is not something that you could deal with as an Abaddon.
Hell yeah.
But you do have a Puck and Bane on the other side. It's just going to be an all-around. It is going to be that roaming Sand King, so...
It is definitely like a lot of skirmish power on Evil Geniuses
Both
and
have a huge team
a lot
fight.
of big 5-man team fight for Newbee.
Yeah, the only thing I have against EG is, I mean, where's their building hitters? You're going to have to win like a 5-0 team fight, and you're going to have to go for the rest of it. It's gonna be rough.
Razor being your building hitter is the closest thing you have, and it's pretty much like, what, on Aghanim Scepter and maybe Refresh. You basically have to be really far ahead.
At the beginning of the draft for Newbee, I said that they had a lot of magical damage, but they needed a large amount of lockdown. I really like that Enigma pick. I think it's fantastic, and I think Newbee looked really good in this series. Lincoln Sphere, it's an item, and it's pretty good against Bane.
Grant?
I agree.
Whoa, hey, finally. He said the first smart thing in the entire panel.
I just stopped listening to you again.
Oh, okay.
God help us, I am not going to agree with those two, simply for the fact that I don't want to agree with them. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with Evil Geniuses. Hopefully, our casters will make a lot more sense than our panel. Give it to the 100% and 0% duo. It is Toby and Merlini.
Thank you, Shaver.
Thank you very much, Cap. It's fantastic to be here, especially on the desk where the ties actually reach our necks. I'm Toby1. I'm joined by Merlini. Winners bracket final time. EG up against Newbee. What are your thoughts on the draft?
I think that you were extremely happy that Enigma was picked last. You were waiting for it.
I am very, very happy that Enigma got picked up, but I don't know if he's going to be successful or not.
Yeah, they do have an anti-BKB, always a thing of concern. Actually, they have two ways to break the Lincolns as well with the Razor, so he's not going to be as immune as he was perhaps earlier in this tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be a very problematic game for an Enigma, and we'll see how much space he also gets. The other thing we kind of want to look at is the effectiveness of Mugi on this Sven. How is this hero meant to tie together in the Newbee lineup? He doesn't have those old school combos where you have like the Darkseer vac into a big Storm Bolt. So what are you looking for out of this Sven?
To not get kited. He's just there to soak up a lot of damage without getting all his damage taken away by... Ooh.
Get out of there, Kaka. Arteezy's got a lot of stolen damage, which he doesn't want to fight against. And they've still got another 40 seconds to regain control of the Bounty Rune.
Yep, no Observer Ward placed in that top area, so Kaka will have to foot it back to base. Yeah, I think Sven is incredibly difficult to play in this. Normally you want like a Pike or a Force Staff versus the Razor so you don't get all your damage sucked away. And then he has to deal with like potentially like a Puck Ags later, Sleep, and Fiend's Grip. And Tusk, I also think is one of the best anti-Sven heroes in the game.
Well, they're actually wanting to fight this one. The Observer Ward onto the other side of the tree line, hoping for a target. They do actually have a couple right there. Tusker is the closest one, which is Zai, but he's not in range for the Burrow Strike. It's Arteezy on the Bounty Rune, so out they come. Stormbolt to start it off, Burrow Strike to follow up, and they want that damage with the Frostbite. They're gonna hold him there, and Arteezy will fall. First blood goes the way of Newbee, but they may have a little bit more in the tank. You've got him on the chase, and the shards can't block him out, so the Burrow Strike starts once more. Mango Charge being used with a Frostbite from Faith. It'll be enough, and EG, it was an aggressive play to try and take the Bounty Rune. It was very much telegraphed, and Newbee punished them.
EG just had no idea that was coming along. They had a couple heroes trying to go back to the left side to get that creep block, but that's going to hurt their tri-lane greatly, feeding 2 deaths already.
But they're still going to try and keep up with it, so Arteezy just tries to force Mugi out of the lane. But this is a really good start for at least the Newbee lineup. KP should have a little bit of a better time on this bottom lane. At least it's not melee versus melee. You got that Enigma going up against a Batten, and you would have to favor the Enigma in that matchup.
Certainly so. He did start off with Boots first, though, in the off lane. We've seen a lot of Mangoes into Soul Rings, but I suppose he did not expect a one-on-one versus Abba. Universe not going to get that great a farm down there.
Arteezy. He's still got a creep wave onto the tower, so he's okay with this, but after what happened previously, you've still got to get a little bit of respect to the 3-stun combination that Newbee is able to provide out of these heroes.
Once he picks up Unstable Current, it should be a lot more difficult for them because they have a lot of click target spells onto the Razor. But I doubt he's going to pick it up early. Maybe level 4, I would say.
But they just keep persisting, so we have to keep our eyes as closely as we can up on this top lane. We'll keep checking in at least with the last hits and ties to watch the other lanes. And that mid lane is one of those ones where easy to miss kills, so good luck to observe for the top lane, Stormbolt, but with the damage already being stolen, this event doesn't want to fight that one. But you got the burst damage of the Queen versus the maneuverability and just the great play of the Puck. Like that's the old school matchup you always want to see, the Puck versus the Queen of Pain. The panel was talking about it, or at least the good parts of it, talking about like the skill-based hero where you want to have that Puck versus the Quap. It's fantastic to watch closely.
Sumail edging him out in that matchup. If you practice 1v1s as a mid, this is one of the ones you've probably practiced the most. Maybe not so much recently, but over the lifetime of practicing 1v1s, surely so. And I think Puck has gotten a lot more buffs than Quap in this, especially because of the mana on the orb being reduced. So I think before it was maybe more 50-50, now a little bit Puck favored perhaps.
Well, so far Sumail is on top of it with the CS. He's only 7-ish ahead. Nightmare to begin, so start the static link. Easy way to actually steal a lot of damage. He has to walk around the shards. So Arteezy gets a lot more damage with the Frostbite. They're not looking to fight here, Newbee. Just disengage from that big plus damaged Razor.
They're enabling the Razor a lot. He should be able to get off a lot of links. You can snowball in, you can punch them to keep it in place. You have shards and the sleep and the coil. So it's a pretty good game for the Razor to maximize his damage.
They just need to make sure that he can't tank the Sven in case Sven tries to destroy him before.
Actually jumping in behind the tower. SC, the Shadow Strike's going to miss. Sumail able to phase shift. He doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. He's got 4 1-charges up his sleeve. So SC going to trigger the salve next to the tier 2 tower, and with no creep wave left, Sumail will be forced to retreat.
SEC almost already died in that lane. He did have to pop the Fairy Fire and salve up before, and it was going on during that engagement on top, but Sumail's putting a lot of pressure on him. The CS has widened to 24-13.
Oh, he's been so defensive. Then the top lane CS is terrible for Sven. Like, Razor has taken 13-9 out of that lane to the 8-1 of the Sven. And this is still where you have the Crystal Maiden and the SK, 2 heroes that would probably want to be smoking, rotating, and actually putting pressure on Sumail. They're incapable of doing so at the moment. They have to stay and fight against this aggro tri-lane of EG. Give away 2 kills or not, it's hurting the economics of Newbee.
This'll come in handy.
And they should be having a better laning phase than this. They're down in net worth despite having first blood, having second blood, and having the CM aura, which should, in theory, help their lanes a lot.
There's just no way to farm, right? Like, you want to put the Crystal Maiden a little bit further into the jungle, at least to get 1 or 2 creeps, but she just hasn't been able to leave.
Yeah, they don't want to leave this Sven alone at all. Maybe it's time for them to try and potentially just sack this lane, let Sand King leech XP, and
Can you fight the other way? Like, can you actually just, like, do this? Start with your first stun. Oh, okay, there's your snowball protection. Burrow Strike catching out too. The damage is high as Arteezy, who's taking it, but he's actually stealing it back out again. Passive Field will do a little bit of chip damage. Kaka is low, moves up into the tree line, but Zai also, no abilities available. Another Storm Bolt to throw out. Crit in the neighborhood, but what can he really provide? No abilities off cooldown at the moment, so the Frostbite holds Zai in position, and maybe, okay, Snowball will buy a little bit of time. He's going to the creep wave. He's a little bit more distance, but the Plasma Field, Arteezy will rejoin the lane. But it's already too late for Zai as he does fall.
A little bit of risky play by the Tusk and the Bane. They didn't use like defensive sleep on the Razor to stop the chain stun, and they used Ice Shards very, very late into the fight, and Razor was almost dead at that point. So now he has to build a lot more defensively, maybe get some raindrops in the lane. He already had a stick, but still with no level in his unstable current, it's easy for them to jump him.
And this is not where Newbee really wanted to be. Okay, yeah, you're 4-0 on the board, but you're still behind in net worth. And this is the rotation where Newbee have to make this work. They have to keep Sumail down, or else Sumail's going to start controlling these team fights too well. But they can't get close enough to get the jump off. Not to mention Sumail with the double nulls plus a magic wand. Not the easiest hero in the world to kill. And he has his Dream Coil.
Yeah, they would have to catch him, I think, with a level 2 Burrow Strike. But 450 range is a little bit less than what you need to jump there. And they shore that up. Zai TP to the mid, and they use a scan.
And Arteezy with that static link, it even is pushing Newbee back over. That one Observer Ward is watching the movement of Newbee so well, but Arteezy, okay, he's going to stick around. He's got 5 stick charges available, crit with the Nightmare, keeping Sven off Arteezy, but he can't do enough. Mugi will take the kill, and crit still a little bit far up. You can see Kaka just itching to go for the extra stun. He'll do it, but now he's stuck in the trees. The shards fly forward. Zai, oh, it pushes him out, but still is able to get the vision, so Crit can brain sap the kill out of Kaka.
And kill score is 5-1 in favor of Newbee, but CS still going heavily in way of EG. I still think they could be playing this top lane a lot better. Picking up the 1 level in the unstable current is much more defensive for them, and Arteezy also didn't spend gold before he died. There's just a lot of small things that is going to force them to move the Razor into safe lane. At least he has his shiny cosmetics.
Yeah, money can't buy you victories.
Do you remember in TI4 when they picked Razor every game? I think it's partially to do because he had the golden immortal on the head.
Dream Coil SC, he's going to trigger it just by blinking away quickly. He does not want to stand and fight up against Sumail, especially with the chance of getting hit by that level 3 orb. Not to mention the raindrops, all that money which Sumail's managed to farm up. He's got 8 1-charges, having the raindrops as well as having the 3-4 bottle charges. Faith, okay, this might be a better opportunity. Zai throws down the Observer Ward, actually has to go inside the snowball, turns into Kaka. They haven't used their stun, and Faith actually just abandoned it the second the snowball went out.
I wonder how greedily KP is going to play in this bottom lane. We've seen a lot of Midases, especially from the Chinese teams, but I don't know if they can get away with that this game. I think all of EG's cores want to fight, especially with a puck in your mid. You're going to be farming much less than you would be normally.
I love to actually see the build that comes out from him. Like, if he goes for the early blink after having that veil.
You're biased. You want as many black holes as possible, so you're waiting for cooldown reduction, Octarine, or Refresher.
The blink would be perfect. Like, blink is just like you just jump around the corner, and all of a sudden, I've got myself the perfect position around the black hole to cancel off KP. And then actually starts to beg the question then, like, how does KP then build? The BKB will not be enough if Samel's able to finish up his Aghanim Scepter. And then you got the other issue of, like, then what is your purpose? Do you become a pusher? Do you go for the mech build? Do you just go for this big, sustained, walk-at-you kind of thing?
It depends on how much they want to farm up with the Sven. Sven's forced to use his ultimate on just neutral creep.
Frostbite Pyro Strike has to connect here from Kaka. The Dream Call keeps SC away. He wants to let the Sonic Wave fly or connect on the Sumail, but he can't move anywhere. If he does, he'll trigger the Dream Call and then die. But Sumail, so low on life, the Caustic is there as well as the Shadow Strike jumping up. Quick bottle charges. Sumail still living. 3 heroes committed from Newbee, and they still cannot bring down the Wonder Boy.
Cool players backpack their raindrops when they get jumped.
Save them for a rainy day. All right, so a little bit of a switch up now with the lanes. Universe has moved up to the top lane. This will allow Arteezy a little bit more safety on the bottom. I say that. He currently has no friends on the bottom. So you start off with a Malefice into the Frostbite, Fire Strike still available, and a big army of conversions. That's a very simple kill, and surprisingly, EG not bringing friends down there to ensure the Razor is still safe.
It would just be another hero dying, I would say. But at least you would possibly commit the black hole.
Sumail is playing this perfectly around the tower. The double TPs are coming. SC's regeneration blinks up, avoids the attack. And now Sumail is on the run. Nova will slow him down. He has Face Shift available. Dream calls off cooldown in 1 second time as well. So he turns around. Is he going back in for this one? You bet he is. A back cut of the tower. Sumail will find the kill. Makes a break for the tree line. Face Shift half a second. Wow! He lets it go. And now caught in the tree lines. He will finally fall down. But he hit that E button.
Perfect wow right there.
LD, we love you, bro. This is just a tribute.
I think it was like in that exact same spot, too.
It was, that's the reason. Never forget.
It's funny how things turn out like that.
Oh, boy.
Dude, there's a puck veil, and Quap has nothing. Quap doesn't even have boots.
Yeah, this isn't a great game for a Quap. Puck is the top net worth at 4.3k, and the Quap is sitting at a measly, not even a 2.2. Like, he's not at 2.2k. Now, bottom lane, Nightmare will begin. There is a lot of conversions just heating into the tower, but in comes Sumail with the Brain Sap and the Orb damage, plus the Rift. It's so much work, and then Zai, well, he kind of stole that one, but it's all about a team game.
Did lose a tower, though, so Newbee already claiming more objectives than EG, and that will put them slightly ahead in the net worth lead, but I still think they're going to have a lot of trouble with this Queen of Pain. Just there's a lot of spell to control already. I think like Snowball's pretty good. If you blink away, you'll still get chased down. Puck has tons of control for the Queen, but how are you going to recover at CCC? This has been one of his standout heroes, so this is going to be the most crucial game for him if he can come back.
Well, that's when you wonder, like, is he the one that then creates the space? You've just finished up the Mask of Madness over on Sven. You can look for the flash farm from him, and then Newbee forcing engagements, but is that what you want to do? Right now, it looks like the 5-man maneuver of EG is a lot scarier than what Newbee is going to be dishing out, and you don't have that control. So even something like an Orchid for a pickoff on the puck, this doesn't exist. Tier 1 tower will be lost, and, well, okay, it's up to Kaka. Looking for the Burrow Strike. They're going to focus first over on the Abaddon, but Universe, he can tank through this. The Sonic Wave from SC connects on 3 players, triggering off Universe's ultimate, but Kaka trapped on the wrong side of the tracks. They have to blink away. A quick Frostbite, but crit. The Fiend's Grip is out. Hold him! And bring down the Queen of Pain, but they may not be done yet. Here comes Sumail. Dream Call, Rift, Orb, the TP out. He might just die from the damage on the TP. Fate, he will, all the way home. At least he was sent back to his parents.
Die as a team. All back at the fountain now. Mugi, the only one able to respond here, but that's... They're fighting without their Enigma. Enigma has committed for the Midas, so I'm very surprised. They already got the deny on the tower. They didn't have to go in there. Sand King Burrow struck in and then had 168 damage stolen from him. And that's...
Is this Newbee feeling the pressure? Is this Newbee going like, we don't have control of this game. We have to slow EG down somehow.
You don't do it by throwing bodies at them, Toby.
I'm not going to...
Does that work in your
I'm not going to disagree with this fact, but right now, SK is your only playmaker you've got, and he was looking for something.
baiting into a black hole is likely their best option, but for a lot of the fights, EG are approaching from multiple angles. Even that fight, it was one hero in front of the T1, another hero behind the T1, and another hero close to the T2. So they're sweeping in from multiple angles, which just makes it incredibly difficult for Enigma to go for that black hole.
Maybe that's when we have to start looking at the vision game, right? Like, you got Enigma with the Blightstone, you've got his conversion army, take out these tier 1 towers, establish vision dominance over EG, so if they do come, you can move and get the better trade-off.
Who's supposed to lay the vision, though? They don't have a Night Stalker that was first man. They don't have like a Riki, a tree. There's no good way for them to get out wards.
Put CM in the jungle, kill a couple of creeps, get some money, and then sacrifice it to put down the wards.
Yeah, it might be a good call to do the smoke into obs at this point.
Yep.
They need some better vision so they don't get out by this Puck, who is going to be the one killing everyone on the map, including this broke Quap.
Yeah, Blink Dagger being on the Puck, combining with the Veil. Like, this Queen of Pain, even if she wanted to escape, like, she's looking at her own Veil. But right now, she needs a Yule Scepter to even escape from the Puck's initiation, and that's a very long dream.
Already have Vlad's up on EG, so they have the 5-man items that they need already. The Veil, the Vlad's is already going to be enough, especially when you have nothing on the side of Newbee. That's going to help them out. But just need to keep up the Ancient stacking. Universe trying to see where and when this Sven is going to farm. They already have his Reservoir Ward placed over there, and they could easily control him with a grip from a low ground. They have no reach to go on a hero like that.
Oh, Karka, the only place to hide is in Doo-Doo-Doo up on that top lane. And, well, he can't hide there for much longer. The shards won't push him out of this. They don't actually have detection, so Karka can be very happy. That's a level 2 Sandstorm. He can sit in there for a while, moves off towards the side, doesn't have it for another 8 seconds with the Burrow Strike, and then TP out. He just, yep, they just committed a dream call as well. Didn't find him.
That's exactly what you mentioned. The Sand King is going to be their main playmaker for Newbee, but instead of having 3 or 4 heroes follow him in, instead this time they just leave him alone. If he dies, so be it. At least we'll get some nation farm, and if not, even better.
Blink Dagger number 1 has now arrived. It's only 200 gold for the SKs as well, and this is when Newbee can actually start to do something. So we said it was the SK doing the initiation before. It was very obvious. I walk in and I stun. This time around, it's going to be the Sven who's actually picking that up. So he's got that Mask of Madness plus having the Blink Dagger. This is where EG could potentially get picked off if they are found just a little bit further out. And KB in the meantime seems to be having a great time on bottom lane. Continues to push, continues to let the Hand of Midas do his work. And he's also going for the Blink Dagger. So they're going for the full jump in, catch EG out of position. You're right, that's exactly what they feel like they need to do.
They're just being very, very patient about it, though. Whereas EG, they're committing all in on the mid-game items. He's going for a Lincoln Sphere on the Puck. We see the Razor commit for a Drums phase instead of like a Midas BOTs like we see often. And Universe also not going for a Midas on the Abba. So it's very clear that they want to take out these T2s, control the Ancients, do not let the Sven and Enigma get big.
They're looking for an opening, but they will not find it. Zai breaks his smoke next to the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. As EG, they were on the hunt. Their Observer Ward only barely missed seeing the Crystal Maiden. But for a smoke maneuver like that, they really wanted more. And this is when Newbee want to fight. Like, they're using bait. There goes Clark. Quick jump away. Blink, Burrow Strike. Now into the Stormbolt. They have to hold him there, but the Nightmare can't stop it just a little bit, but not enough. Still brought down, and Karka, well, it's a glorious epicenter.
3 ultis for 1 hero. Definitely worth it for them at the pace that they're playing. And just back to the Ancients they go.
But now those ultis are down. EG can start to posture a little bit further forward. Faith almost getting caught out by those shards.
EG may need to start considering some other items, maybe like a Lotus Sword to prevent the stun lock on some heroes, maybe a Solar Crest so they can sneak down Roche pretty easily. Razor is quite terrible at taking down Roche because you generally won't have any stolen damage, and his skill set is just awful for doing it. So I don't actually think they can do it anytime soon.
Do you actually agree also with the Lincoln Sphere over on the Puck, over something else which is probably going to do the same job in the Yule Scepter?
It's to prevent the chain stun. They don't have a good save. I mean, the Tusk snowball is risky because you're snowballing into a potential like Black Hole or Sven stun or Freezing Field. There's plenty of spells that you don't really want to go into. And the defensive sleep is also a little bit risky just because Bane doesn't have the greatest range. He gets his like cast range talent much later at level 20. He doesn't have any farm to get an Aether Lens, and I think you risk exposing 2 heroes with the Yule Scepter. And they don't really need it to interrupt anything. I guess it'd be decent at cutting this Sven, but he's more worried
jump
about
top lane. But the Observer was up for the Radiant side. They knew exactly what was coming. Snowball forward. The Fiend's Grip is out, and they just have to keep the Sven in position while Arteezy steals all of his damage, flip him like an omelet, and they will bring down the Sven. Kaka again has to hide inside the Sandstorm. He might want to have a bit of a crack at Arteezy if he knows he's sitting up in the tree line, but no, it is not worth it. Instead, they look their attention towards the mid, Faith letting it go, but the damage from Samel will be more than enough. It's actually Universe who gets it with a missed call, but the black hole out from KP, holding two of them there, so Samel will fall, but they don't have any damage to kill off Universe, not when that ulti triggers. In fact, they bring him straight back up to full life.
Yeah, poor Puck gets ultied every single time, but his team can't really do anything about it because they were set up and prepped for top. I do like the response from Newbee immediately identifying that these two heroes in the mid are alone, and they could have just black holed the Puck alone, and it still would have been the same result for them. And Enigma escaped scot-free.
Okay, you're talking about a lot of mid-game items. We get that Hand of Midas now over on the Razor. Is this a little bit of an inkling into Evil Geniuses thinking a little bit more about the later mid-game?
I think it's more so that they realize that they haven't been able to take any good fights. Oh, that was me?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Thanks, Finol.
Yo. I was trying to pull up the net worth, but...
You'll be answering for that one a little bit later on.
It was only 5 seconds. It was not during a team fight.
That's the exact second the Finol. All right.
I should probably unbind that.
Yeah, you should.
I've had an offensive GG called once because I had it bound. You say it in pubs all the time. Good game, well played. Are you not a mannered player, Toby?
The only manners I ever use is yelling out "It's a disaster" with my chat wheel at the end of a game now.
What did you do before that?
GG. Lost. All right. Yeah. Okay, back to the game. So the fun continues. Yeah. So we're talking about the timing for the Razor before that actually happened. So is this EG just like what are we looking for that Midas to actually do?
Hold on, let me unbind pause. Okay.
Damn, Malini. Call the police on you. Yeah, so with the Razor, like, what are we looking for that Midas to actually achieve for him?
Carry them through this mid-game phase where Newbee doesn't want to fight. They're holed up near the Ancients and near their T2s. Anytime they want to take a fight, it's going to be very close to a shrine, and all their vision has expired in that area, at least on the top side of the map. There's only one Observer Ward on the bottom side, so they're worried about all of their mid-game investment into these items not paying off, and it hasn't. Puck's died twice. Razor got one kill on top, but he could have had so much more net worth. They haven't been able to use the drum charges for really anything, and now it's just going to be a slow farm fest as they try and prep with this Enigma, who is going to be very, very large. He is number 2 in net worth right now, and he is going for a BKB next. So this means they probably need to buff up the Bane a little bit because he's their best anti-BKB at the moment.
And that's a difficult thing, man. Like, there's a lot of jump still in the Newbee lineup. So Bane being able to get his Fiend's Grip off, KP's only going to commit that black hole when he knows the Bane is under control. Like, the Puck will be the other one, but if the BKB is already there, and with this Lincoln Sphere build coming on the Puck, the Aghanims is going to take a very long time to come up.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I wonder how EG are going to approach the fight, though. Like, it's not really working out so well for them that they have, like, the Puck out alone. He's been dying a lot.
Epicenter coming in. Kaka just lets it rip on the top lane, but you're up against Universe. He just turns on the Blade Mail, takes the life back. And, well, that felt really ineffective.
Still get the tower.
True.
That's what they were there for in the first place. Doesn't matter if it gets denied, they just want to be able to control the map.
So you started to use Epicenter as a zoning tool?
It's working. The fights are, what, maybe every 4 minutes, I would say? So as long as you don't really need it for something, I don't really think either side expects to do Roche anytime soon.
Well, this Sven definitely doesn't. Like, this is almost like no Tidehunter kind of style. We just stack, we farm. With those tier 1 towers falling down, EG reacting to that, they're not invading Newbee's jungle at all.
They can. They prep for it, but Newbee have strength in numbers, and they have the shrines always up. They're very careful about the shrine usage. I don't think they've used either of those shrines for the last 10 minutes, just because they know that they need to be able to hold that area, or else they're going to fall very far behind the network. And Sven's been able to farm Ancients all day. We haven't seen too much of them, but he's just farming away. And a very important thing for Sven is knowing when to buy the BKB. If you buy it too early, you're going to fall behind a farm. If you buy it too late, you're just constantly going to die and be behind a farm. So he looks like he's going to pick it up fourth after the Mask of Madness, the Echo, and the Blink, which is going to be good enough for him. He actually doesn't need that many items because if they get a good black hole, then they can destroy them. But he does need to be fairly tanky so that they can set up and prep for the black hole.
We were actually tossing that up before during the drafting phase, actually getting like Armlet over Echo Saber. Do you think there's like a primary reason why he still goes in for the Echo?
Echo's way better for farming, I would say. Armlet is decent, but you lack on the mana regeneration. And
this fight, bottom lane, Samel jumps in, KP with a quick blink away. Still gets caught by the Dream Call, starts the TP. It will not get all the way through, and in fact, Sven just hide in the trees and get the hell out of there. KP has been playing with fire a little bit with this. He kept having the conversions push down the bottom lane. It was forcing rotations down from EG supports, trying to farm up the conversions, and then create more and more space for the Sven. So I suppose at the end of the day, you still get what you were looking for. More space to farm up, even though you didn't find the kill.
And still, EG are having a lot of trouble controlling these Ancients. And they do replace the Observer War on the bottom side of the map, but still, even though they see the Sven, they can't do anything about it. And I think SEC has also done a nice job of recovering. He was, half of Puck's net worth? Now he's just within 1,000 gold because Puck has died twice, and Queen of Pain has been playing very defensively and safely.
And he's going to have that control item. He's actually going to probably finish up his Orchid before Samael completes the Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah, he probably needs a Yule's next. I think he wishes he would have gone for the Midas after the Veil.
Yeah.
But can't take that back.
Yeah, because Newbee have just changed the tempo of this game. EG, you did say like they're itemizing. They're trying to have all this control in the mid game. But for the moment, Newbee, they're the ones with the bass drum.
Yeah, it was a big problem for EG. Every single fight that they want to take is like, you can catch a support outside of the T2.
Yep.
Or you have to fight on their shrine. And they didn't want to go for either of those options.
Yeah, the best thing they were able to get is, it's like, okay, well, we take the Enigma. That's fantastic. He is still the second highest net worth in the Newbee lineup. A situation which KP is not unaccustomed to. But at the same time, then the Sven has more space. The Queen of Pain's able to get her first controlling item. And being able to jump into the back line, get that Orchid over on the Bane, it's not something they're going to be able to easily dispel and still have everything they need for the fight. That's why I think like those Lotus Orbs you're talking about are going to be really essential for EG.
That is very risky, though, for the Queen to not go for a BKB. The Veil, as you mentioned, is going to be necessary to control heroes like the Bane as well as the Tusk, I would say, is very important, but...
What a time to jump. They're going to find Universe. Question is, do they have enough to kill him off here? So the Frostbite, they haven't triggered off the borrowed time just yet. Karka, silenced up, but Mugi, he jumps in. They want the kill on Samel. Face Shift will come out now. KP lets the ulti go. Instantly cancelled. They didn't control the Bane. The Sonic Wave from SC will hit pretty hard. And then Samel back in again. The Dream Call, forcing Newbee to fight in this tight area, but they have the damage currently. They've burnt through two of them, including Arteezy. Karka still hiding inside the Impus as Samel tries to play Silly Buggers around the corner. Now jumping away, the TPs will begin. Newbee one out, Mugi can't do it in time. Zai will bring him down. The Samel, he doesn't want to let it end here. He wants some of these extra kills on Newbee as they run away. He won't find them, however, as that SK has already moved back down to the lane, starts his TP, and Samel has no disable against him.
Ooh, they were so close to getting a way better black hole right there, but Bane's positioning was just perfect, and Queen of Pain got the silence on him just a half second too late. And also, they weren't able to burst down the Puck in time, too. Maybe if they had the Orchid on him instead, they would have been able to kill him before he jaunted out. But they thought the Sven stun was going to be long enough, and I think that was a great jump by the Sven right there to ideally eliminate Puck as soon as the fight starts.
Just feel like that moment again that like you put the Abaddon on the front lines, like, do I really want to go on this? It's like going on Eternal Envy's Bristleback earlier today. It's like, is this really the fight I'm looking for?
If you can pop his ultimate at the start, yes, but they did not. But Newbee, they have a better position here. They're taking the high ground. There's no shrine over here, and the black hole just comes out a little bit too early, I would say. He might have not even had a black hole right then. He could just BKB and run in, and everyone still has to scramble at the start of the fight. But the war attrition goes EG's way.
Oh, we can come back to the live right now as the fight up on top lane. It's a quick jump away from Samel. Yeah, and from Queen of Pain, but unable to do so, so she'll die underneath the tier 2 tower.
And as I mentioned, it's risky going for the Orchid. If you don't win a fight with that, and you're already behind, you're just going to keep dying. You don't have Yules to get rid of the silence.
You may lose
you don't
more.
have BKB, yeah.
There's no buyback on SC at the moment, and with no black hole available, they have to use Midnight Pulse to slow down the attack. Epicenter is up. The BKB is now fresh over on Spencer. He's ready to fight as well. That EG, you wouldn't think one small pick off after a decent team fight, and now they're actually going high ground. It's not even pickoff, it's just to go assaulting the tier 3 towers. Let Universe sit the front lines. 8 seconds till Black Hole's off cooldown. EG will know the time and they will back up.
KP, I think definitely the right choice going for the cooldown reduction. He almost ended up in that fight, and EG
Kaka
certainly wary of that.
Blinks, he goes the opposite direction. A Blink and a Force Staff closer into EG's territory. Will avoid the rotating Samael.
I think Kaka's been their saving grace in this early game. Yeah, he's died a couple of times, but I think he's done the job of making sure that Newbee can equalize the net worth, and they've been doing a very good job of just constantly power farming these Ancients. It's just non-stop from Newbee.
Yep. Farm and farm some more. With a Daedalus. Actually, is it Daedalus, or do you actually go for the Bloodthorn to give that extra silence?
I was thinking more, I think those are relatively the same. I would say it's more so, does he want an offensive item like Daedalus / Bloodthorn, or does he want a defensive item like, let's say, a Lincoln Sphere, so he doesn't get grip, so he doesn't get linked.
Maybe his options are still open because he has the Chrysalis and his quick buy.
Yeah, and then he also has to deal with the Halberd. There's a Halberd already built on Universe, so if he gets Lincolns, maybe it's not going to be as effective because it can instantly be popped, and he's not going to have any sort of true strike versus the evasion, so it looks like Bloodthorn or Lincolns, I guess, would be my choice for him, but at the same time, his job's really just a tank more so than anything else. I would say that he actually doesn't need to do that much damage to the fights. If they get a good epicenter and Quap survive, or a good black hole and Quap survives, then that's going to be enough for them to win the fights.
Yeah, but then you still need that physical damage if you can bring it out. Another disable, something to trigger that Lincoln Sphere so you can hit your Stormbolt. A lot of things they're thinking about coming into the next engagement. Top lane, Kaka again as that stands. Okay, KB. So, yep, goodbye Arteezy. BKB was committed as well as Black Hole.
I'll take your tribute.
A pretty safe play from them. TPing out immediately afterwards.
It's really good for Kaka, getting more and more space. He's finding a lot of farm in the lanes, and it's making him rapidly approach that Aghanim Scepter of the Sand King.
He's even able to just hit this T1 tower without really a fear of dying, just because Razor is dead, and they are coming in, but look at Newbee's Observer Ward. They have one on the northwest side and one on the southeast side. And
wait for the jump. There it comes in. The Boris Stride's going to miss. They go for the stun over on Bane, and the cleave! The storm is actually not going to be enough to try and save him, snowballing it out, but Zai will fall as well. Moogie with the double kill. KP's not done just yet. They really want to find that kill on Samal, the trigger Lincoln Sphere, but Kaka unable to connect on the Boris Strike, but it may not matter. Now it's EG's turn to have two heroes now without buyback available. Tier 2 tower, fortifications out, but the jump and Sonic Wave! The combo is beautiful, and this time around with a body block from Kaka, the holding universe there. Borrow time is exactly what he's got. Faith will let it go. The Blade Mail is all worn off. Kaka, can they hold him there? Another jump forward with the Boris Strike. They will bring him down. Arteezy stealing damage, but you can't deal damage when you're dead. Newbee enter the base. They had one melee crit, which kept the backdoor regeneration off. The buyback out from Arteezy. Damn, this is a costly fight for EG.
It's very commendable that Newbee have just found the exact fights that they wanted to take this entire game. I would say the only fight that they didn't really want to take is the top T1 fight where they lost 2-3 heroes, but ever since that, they're very disciplined. They've just been spreading around the map properly so that it's just one by one. It's EG feeding nonstop.
Oh, that timing. Stormbolt plus the Sonic Wave. Is that perfect? Where you see heroes go from 100 down to 30 and just the runaway at that point.
Yeah, and Razor just keeps getting caught by all these AoE stuns. He just got caught by a Stormbolt right there. Not even that large of AoE, but he's just not tanky enough at a very poor laning phase and hasn't been able to kite it off.
Over. The Sigil scouted out Roshan, but he's already dead. So the puck all flies in. Obviously, Samael is not going to follow that one. They needed an extra 2-3 seconds for the rest of EG to arrive.
I do love how Faith is rocking that stash. One of the better cosmetics.
Double damage.
The IX Mike tribute.
I think this is one of the main problems of playing puck in the position too, though. You'll win a lot of fights early, and you'll get ahead, but if you die once, and I think in this case Sumail died a lot more than once in the mid game, you just start to feel very far behind, and you feel like you can't scale as well as the other cores, and you just have to make riskier and riskier plays.
Yeah, that puts more pressure onto the safe laner, so RTZ dealing a lot of damage. This is a really good fight for them now because they will be able to get a big pick-off. It's the Sven, 604 gold, goes the way of RTZ. A much-needed kill, a much-needed bit of space. 70 seconds they've got as the window of opportunity. There is the buyback available, but even forcing that out from the Sven is going to be a good thing for them.
Still no black hole coming in. I think if they can set up with a black hole near this T2, it could be pretty bad. That shrine is still up and alive and healthy down there. And I think it's... I'm trying to think of how EG can actually survive this. I think they want to win the longer game. They want to be able to survive these ultimates and then turn around and fight.
Well, you're seeing actually Sumail change up his build as well. He is going back in for that Yule Scepter. A little bit of trouble for the Crystal Maiden. Dreamclaw will connect, hiding inside the Glimmer Cape Karka. They trigger the Lincoln Sphere, get the Burrow Strike off Faith. He's actually coming back in, only on 400 HP, but Crystal Maiden showing she's got the stuff, or the stash. Looking for the Frostbite, doesn't find it. SC, top lane, Sumail. He'll get the silence off, but he knows he doesn't have the control. There's still another 3 minutes left on that Aegis theme. Also, SC waits for the blink, jumps up, and then away to safety.
Incredibly difficult to kill, and with the Aegis, just absolutely no chance for them to kill him twice.
And everything in which you would commit to try and trigger off the Aegis is just going to be Newbee slowing down the game once more. Continue to farm up, keep that Sven in front.
He's also going for a Silver Edge next. At least that's what's in his quick buy. Nothing really great to break here on the co-op.
That's exact.
It will help him move around the fights a lot more, and it's an extra way to escape the puck without actually without building too defensively. And he can also limit the damage, I would say, from the puck or the Razor. More so the Razor than the puck, because it's very hard to actually land a hit on the puck.
Bit of an odd item.
Or break Abba, the most obvious one, but I don't know if they have enough damage to burst him down. They still have to deal with that evasion.
He's almost finished that Axe. 200 gold, and then you will be having that up for the Abaddon.
Yeah.
It's going to make the fights for Newbee a little bit more complicated.
They definitely need a Lotus Orb on the side of EG to save people from getting chainsaw, and more importantly, to deal with this. If the Abba just dies while broken, they will lose the fight very, very heavily.
Is Newbee wrapping around? It looks like, yeah, they're headed down south under the cover of smoke. They've still got the tier 2 tower to bring down, so it's just an aggressive Observer Ward back behind the tower. So if EG do want to fight against the push of Newbee on the bottom lane, they're going to be in heavy vision.
Newbee are just way better about controlling the shrines. I think the way that they have played around the shrines and been very conservative about the shrines in the mid game have been very phenomenal. I think the first big fight that they took was close to EG shrine, but it was probably just some sort of efficiency play from the players. But when you can't fight on the shrine, you're forced to retreat, and you don't have the high ground anymore. It's devastating.
They're going in. They want to try and trigger off that borrowed time. The Blade Mail's already up from Universe. He is still dropping down low, but not low enough. As Faith, another quick Frostbite, and borrowed time. It does go off. Faith has to hide, but the Sentry Ward is there from Zion, so Crystal Maiden unable to escape from this one. Faith will fall. At the same time, Sven does claim the tier 2 tower on bottom lane with a rather large creep wave pushing in there, something which EG will either have to deal with or they try and focus on this mid fight. And that's exactly what happens. The courier sniped off. It has a full BKB on it. It has RTD's BKB, so Karka, he doesn't get out scot-free. They'll commit the Fiend's Grip into this. And SC also aggressively blinking forward and needs that blink to get out of here. The quick Nightmare, however, is going to hold him in the mid lane, but then the blink out to safety. Top lane is being attacked as Sumail trying to play around the corner. The black hole completely whiffed as Sumail goes deeper into enemy territory. Into the tree line, starts the TP. They have nothing to stop him. Sumail will escape. After claiming the tier 3 tower, so playing around those shrines, the shrines of Newbee are now open for EG's destruction.
And EG also turning the tables too. They're fighting very well despite Newbee having the Aegis. They picked out the Sven, who wasn't the carrier of the Aegis. They snagged the gem from the Sand King, and they wasted a black hole. They're pretty much not getting any value from this Aegis at all. And the net worth is still able to be overcome, only 10,000.
I'm wondering if they're still confident enough to push. Like when that BKB is currently sitting on a dead courier.
Yeah.
That has to be sitting in the back of your mind, like we were meant to have that for this moment.
They still have a really strong team fight, and Universe could buy his Ags if the chicken were alive.
Yeah, he can't get it out to himself. He'll have to go all the way back home, which isn't part of the plan. Part of the plan, okay, is to wait for the courier to come up, then you'll have the Ags, then you'll have the BKB, but take out the tier 2 tower, take out the shrines, and remove all out-of-building positions of Newbee.
Yeah, this is one of their biggest tools to win, but now that they have the Lincoln Sphere on the Enigma, perhaps they can still win fights without the shrines.
Tuska's actually got the Aghanim Scepter in his quick buy. And he just picked up the point booster.
It's so good at kiting BKB-dependent melee heroes. Like Ursa, Lifestealer, Sven, these heroes just get dominated by that Ags.
Well, we'll get ready for Ronaldo. Kaka is already in the Newbee lineup. It seems a little bit ironic if Kaka gets kicked.
They would need a lot more Force Abs, I would think, to help him out. Probably, how many do they have right now? One on the Crystal Maiden, one on the Sand King. I don't know who else would buy it. I don't think Enigma has the slots for that sort of thing, but you want multiple Force Abs here. One to deal with the kick, and one to deal with the Razor Link.
Right now, I think Enigma's next big item has to be the Refresher Orb, actually having the double BKB and an ultimate from him. That has to be his next one.
Yeah, and it's also another way to pop the Lincolns. If he actually gets close enough, but Tuska's been pretty surprisingly high on the net worth. He didn't even pick up the GPM talent at level 15. He went for the snowball damage.
I'd actually love to see like if there's any kind of set about how many conversions he was farming on the bottom lane, because KPC kept pushing those conversions in. It was always Zai rotating down there, like Shard committing and snowballing, just mopping up that.
There you go.
943 gold from that. Okay, so Puck took the majority of it. He got 145 gold from conversions. Thank you, stats boys.
We have the technology now, Toby.
we have the power. All right, so there's that Aghanim Scepter now over on Sumail. So more and more troublesome for Newbee to continue to walk around now that their immunity is pierced.
Newbee still can't get black holes, but EG have to be careful to approach not from the same angle. Yeah, Puck can do whatever he wants because he's the most mobile hero, but the supports who don't have blink daggers and pretty much every other single hero who doesn't have a blink dagger has to be careful.
There's your jump forward. It goes over towards Kaka. A quick 4-star away. Where's that dream call? Sumail holding on to a Kaka protected. They'll break the Lincoln Sphere, but where is your big damage? Where is your opening? They go for the Yule Scepter, but he's going to be able to get away. Yep, a quick blink, even with the silence that came out. It was the blood thorn of the Sven. But incapable to hold him there, so that's the smoke maneuver. That's EG revealing the Aghanim Scepter of the Puck, even if they didn't use the Dream Coil.
And still very wary about taking the fights close to the shrines. EG were able to claim one outer shrine after the T3, but not the bottom one. The top one, far more important, with Roshan respawning in just a minute now.
Well, they're moving forward, Faith. The man currently visible, Sumail gonna orb, but Faith now goes invisible. He has the power as well. As Kaka forcing in the mid lane. They know EG are just hovering around here, so they keep the split push going up on that top lane. The TP's coming in from Sumail. He'd love to have a little bit of a pick here on SC, but it's that Silver Edge we're talking about now, already completed on the Queen of Pain. She's actually lining up a full Mjolnir as her next pickup. So we're turning this into physical damage / push of a Queen of Pain.
When she's this close to 25, I think the Mjolnir is incredibly good. They also don't have a way to dispel it. Dispel the Mjolnir. No diffusals, no tornado, nothing like that. I guess the Yule's on Sumail, but Puck's almost always use that defensively. But I don't know if they scouted out the Silver Edge. So now you have to think about, okay, now they have to protect their Abba. He is a big part of the team fight with that Axe now, and he cannot afford to die early on in the fight. Even if he fights back, the fight's likely going to already be lost.
Now, Newbee are in the position where they want to fight the Burrow Strike. It comes in, but Universe was able to grab that Invis Rune, gets dusted up. But it happens as Kaka is retreating. So there's no real follow-up to be had. A nice thing, though, however, is picking up that Arcane Rune into the Queen of Pain.
Time for double runes.
As we have crossed over the 40-minute mark. So SK's building up a Lincoln Sphere as well. There's going to be double the protection for whoever they want to throw it on. You already have that one Lincoln Sphere sitting over on the Enigma. Oh, Roshan's so close to spawning.
I don't think EG have any more smokes. And on the side of Newbee, there is one left on Fate. I don't exactly know how you wrap around, though. If you wrap around from the north side, you have to fight into the shrine. If you wrap onto the south side, you're approaching from the low ground. So I guess it might be a game of patience.
Just build it and they will come. I just put something on the front lines and you just want to knock it down. Newbee, they're going to take up the unhealthy acting of smoking and try and find some kind of opening on EG, and they want this. This is a huge fight for either of these sides. You take the fight, you then take Roshan. Chris remaining close enough to the pit that he will actually reveal any kind of smoke walking in from Newbee into Roshan. And in fact, that will fail. And this is buying more and more time for EG to continue their farm. So the Aghanim Scepter now on the Tusk.
And the level 25 with the Queen of Pain.
They're going in.
Big. It's a slow roach, though, from EG. They don't have any heavy physical damage right now.
Is this a bait, then? Is this just trying to get Newbee to come down and engage them?
Yeah, they have better positioning right now.
Burrow Strike actually catching out the Tusker. Maybe with the damage in the epicenter. Yeah, Tusker will fall. No buyback available. And KP! He gets 2 men in the black hole. Where is your follow-up? Where is it? It's actually going to be Arteezy on the run back out. Wasamail. He'll go in deep. You want the extra kill and you've got it. Arteezy will fall. Maybe you lose a little bit more. It'll be the Bane as well. Now Samail, he's the man in trouble, but nowhere near as much trouble as Universe. Samail has to keep running on the hillside. The Screamer doesn't connect. The Burrow Strike! It barely misses! Samail will find his way home. Unfortunately, he has to write the letters to the family of the remaining EG members to tell them what the hell happened. It was a massacre around Roshan.
Despite Abba having his ult going on during the black hole, it was just still way too much damage coming out from them, and the Razor is just simply not tanky enough for this fight. Great black hole from the. I think they still even have the link going on the Sven as that's happening, but Newbee's positioning around the pit with the Quap approaching from the south side and Faith casting an ulti from the high ground is just too much for EG.
You see what happens when Dreamcall and Phoenix Grip cannot be used, and Enigma just holds him. It's the best situation for KP, and this is before he actually has a refresher orb on him.
They don't have any damage is the problem. You have all this control. You have Grid, you have Snowball, you have like the kick, but there's no damage coming out. Abba doesn't really
Isn't that meant to
enough.
come from Razor though? Like, isn't he the main man that's meant to do that, steal it, and then inflict it?
But if there's only one person doing it, and you can just black hole him as they did in the last fight, and you especially want damage through BKBs because Sven and Queen of Pain and Enigma all have one. So if you're just gonna straight up lose the BKB fight, that means you have to be able to kite, but they can't run away against a black hole.
Well, Samael has no other option right now, but he had to go for magical damage. He's going for that high-level Dagon build in for the puck.
Yeah, there's not going to be any right-click happening from him. It's just way too difficult with the amount of spells that he needs to dodge. So
at least maybe he can then pick off something like a Crystal Maiden if he's even got enough damage to achieve that. That Crystal Maiden's got a Solar Crest and Glimmer and, well, friends.
Yeah, she has a lot more gold, and she's not even level 20 yet, where she could pick up the GPM talent right there. But now Enigma is reaching the critical mass, where he is going to have 2 black holes, 2 BKBs, and 2 Lincolns for that matter. He could potentially just like refresh during the BKB Lincolns without casting a black hole, just to make sure that he's not interrupted.
It's double the fun. Samael really feels the pressure here as well. Like he's committing any money he had for a buyback in order to finish up that high-level Dagon. He knows he needs kills, even doing the refresher orb himself for the double control. Maybe something that could actually buy Arteezy the space. And Arteezy's trying to survive. Like having both the AC plus the Shiva's Guard on him, he's got a lot of ways to negate a large amount of physical damage, but
he still can get cleaved a lot because he's likely to be black holed a lot. If he's just solo, they'll just focus him down. If he's with other people, they'll black hole him and then cleave him down. So the armor doesn't do that much for him. We have seen some other builds from Razor. We've seen, I think, a heart build before, which is, I would say, just so-so in this game. But maybe you do want to get it if you're worried about getting cleaved down.
Samael's trying to be cheeky by attacking into the shrine, getting Newbee's warning signals to start flaring up. Your base is under attack.
That is so annoying. It's like, your base is where? Who's doing that?
Where have I got to defend from? And EG, do they feel pressured enough that they have to 5-man force this in? Like, they're going to finish up the shrine now, so there's no TP out from that. And then with the jump, okay, that's a nice option. SC does get the BKB off, a quick blink away. The Dream Call was not going to hold him there. The Shiva's Guard flies out, and EG, well, Newbee are coming. They come from the west. And they look for EG, who are hugging the trees. And it's out, it's start to TP. It's just bail, bail, bail. The only person who can't, Zai, actually just waiting just a little bit longer. But EG will get out to safety, and Sumail doesn't want to let this up. He TP'd up to the top lane. He wants to keep the pressure up there. That's the weakness of Newbee. No tier 3 tower, gets some momentum in the lane, and you may just have enough damage that Newbee won't be able to take the fights, or you can at least get a trade-off.
Trying for nothing seems pretty good for them. I think that's a good trade-off. I think this game is shaping up to be the big ultimates that you wanted with the black hole, maybe even 2 of them to finish this game.
The dream. Still want to see that positioning of Bane.
Yep.
Like so much pressure on crit in order to get that, like, the big control off.
It's not even crit. I think it's more so on anyone else to pop the Lincolns onto Enigma before he goes in. And if he...
So you could actually get...
Yeah.
I suppose, like, once the BKB is up, you're right, like, what else is going to trigger?
Only Razor Link is the only thing that can do it. But he uses
But you don't want to do that. You need to have Arteezy stealing damage.
Ideally, but also getting Black Gold is pretty... Not getting Black Gold is pretty important on your list of priorities. Black Gold heroes do no damage.
I can concur on that one. At the same time, I'm also seeing Scythe the Visor side to look to be built. There's more and more disables coming in from Newbee. Black Hole is definitely a problem, but...
At least they have a Lotus Orb coming out on Abba very soon. He can buy it, but he won't have buyback. And this way he can get rid of the Silver Edge / Orchid combo on himself. Or just the Orchid, rather.
All right, EG. Still got a little bit more time.
Just waiting for the Aegis to expire.
Yeah.
Won't be too long now. It's a co-op.
All right, you were right. 2 seconds and Aegis the Immortal will be reclaimed. But I'm also seeing SC walking around with an extra 4.3k gold. And he's only got one more item to fill up, and that's when he gets rid of his bottle.
It's so hard to kill the Quap though, with Mjolnir on her, and even like the Shivas plus Scream combination is going to be ridiculous.
It's like they're trying to tank through it now. Like Skadi is the next thing in the mind of Arteezy.
Skadi is terrible versus Midnight Pulse, however, so he's caught in a pickle as to what item to build to survive.
He needs to survive and needs to be able to kite this vet in some kind of way. And the Skadi will at least give you that option.
Yeah, I think the Abba has to keep him alive.
Hiding in the trees underneath his own Observer Ward, crit. Glimmer and TP out. He still has a friend nearby, which is Sumail, who will also leave safely. And Sumail up to 5.8k, so that Refresher Orb is becoming a lot more of a reality for him. And in fact, he doesn't do it. He'll buy a Moon Shard, and he will consume it himself. Okay.
Screw Razor. He's a real damage dealer here.
You would say that, but everything else he has leans towards magical damage and surviving. Like, you get the Moon Shard over finishing your Refresher Orb.
He doesn't have any slots. He can get BOT2s right now, but he is going to have gold flowing out the wazoo right now that he's level 25. The GPM talent is so much better than the other one.
The range and distance, the range and speed orb. That's at least allowing him to push in the top lane now. So who's nearby? Okay, that may be a solo kill. He's got the Dagon with the Dream Core committed, hiding inside the Glimmer Cape. Can't get more damage off. Faith has to keep waiting around, and in comes the reinforcements. SC waiting for him. The quick jump in, a quick Yule Scepter up. KP, do you want to commit for this? The Burrow Strike, it misses. Sumail into the tree lines. Keep the jump going. The Sonic Wave will be committed. They still don't have the vision. Sumail is doing the TP, and all the way home. Forcing Newbee to try and fight him.
Sumail's gotten in KP's head too. I think he could have just Black Holed on top of it, but after the whiff last time, he is very reluctant to do so.
How quick have you got to be to avoid that black hole? Like, if the black hole's down beforehand...
Yeah, it should theoretically be...
It should be instant, theoretically.
Yeah, theoretically. But you have to consider that Puck has to turn the right way. If he turns the right way.
Courier Snipe. No, he's got the Scotty. He already lost his BKB once. He can't lose another one. Then the illusion is there. Oh. Oops.
Wow.
All right, Faith, I think this time you do die. He has the Glimmer Cape and the Force Staff available, but here they jump in. Glimmer Cape to go. Force Staff pushes him up. Zai, he doesn't hit the shards. It's Faith turning around, actually blocking inside. They take on him down. Buyback is available, but from behind, here comes Newbee. They missed the Burrow Strike, however, so Crit can stand until the Storm Bolt. It connects on two, and there's your Black Hole, holding him in. They actually picked up some mail as well. How much damage? Not enough to kill up some mail. The Yulsat will buy him a little bit more time, but he's inside the Midnight Pulse. The damage being stolen here by Arteezy. He's actually going to have something to work with. The BKB is worn off. There goes your immunity, and there goes your HP. A triple kill for SC as Faith bringing down the icicles. Zai wants to fight. The snowball is down. Can he actually do a disable to buy any kind of space? No, he can't. A quick blink away to safety, but it's an ultra kill for SC. 3 heroes down, only one of them has buyback. And SC is still on the hunt. He would love to catch up to Zai, who's still on the retreat. A quick blink forward. He doesn't even need it. Starts with the Silver Edge, follows into the silence, and the damage is more than enough. SC, he is beyond godlike. The man that was shut down is now the hero of Newbee.
That's what makes a good Queen of Pain right there. And the chain of events that EG needs to stop the Enigma from Black Hole is just far too convoluted right now. It's even hard to theory craft. It's like, okay, well, find the Enigma on the high ground, not smoked, before BKBs pop the Lincolns with 1-year spells, and then you have to stop his Blink Dagger. And then after that, you still need the Bane to be alive to stop his grip.
Boogie.
That is just ridiculous.
Fiend Strip, they're going to kick him out, but actually means the Dream Call connects and actually does a lot of damage, combining up with the Dagon. Big kill for Samael, the combination, the positional play that comes in from that Tuskar kick. We don't see it often, but that is the way to use it.
You have to respect the kick range. It is absurdly long.
He's sending all the way back into the face.
Yeah. Even if you were able to blink after, you still wouldn't be able to come back.
That's the long goal out of the penalty box, and here it is again.
Yeah, great Black Hole coming out from him. If he stops the Bane and just able to Black Hole him, there's like almost no way. Theoretically, Tusk can punch him from outside of range, but that is so improbable that KP is completely okay with just Black Holing the Bane plus whomever is unfortunate enough to be right by him.
It still seems so crazy. Like, that was, what, 336 damage stolen by Arteezy in that last fight, and it was still like, he still had no presence. He stood there and was like, hi, guys.
Then he had to deal with Warcry. Like, Warcry is really good versus Razor. Most of his damage is physical.
Right now, the best thing he can do is take a selfie and just watch everyone else do the work. Now they jump in. KP, he's waiting. The Black Hole is up. He wants the perfect opportunity to jump in. Oh, okay, that wasn't it. But the Dream Call does get blown.
And Sven's buyback also gets blown. So now we have, what, Sven and Puck without buybacks right now? As well as the Tusk and the Crystal Maiden. So 4 heroes, no buyback.
The difference is, however, in just a couple of seconds, that refresh orb is going to be back off cooldown.
But they don't have BKB. He might be in this position where he might not want to.
Well, he just goes in for the first one and then just refreshes and gets the BKB up and running. There goes your Fiend's Grip, a big target. It's SC down. He has buyback available. The Shards won't be able to actually slow down the Sven. He'll have to trigger the BKB. Now the BTs, they're jumping in on this fight side. The damage is big, and there it is with the epicenter. They focus the mail down for 2 minutes with no buyback. Refresh orb out from KP. They're ready to fight once more. Sonic Wave, it clips onto Crit. They don't see him, however. He's TPing out under the cover of the trees while Universe battles manly up against the rest of Newbee. Unfortunately, he's not that much of a man. He will fall as well. EG, 2 heroes down with no buyback. Newbee will have to claim Roshan. And EG have to look to the defenses as Newbee is slaying the boar that Roshan turned into.
KP was a bloodhound that fight, just looking for the hero without buyback that he so desperately needed to catch in his Black Hole. And didn't even expend the second one. Yeah, he got it. And Puck's down for 80 seconds. That is an eternity when you're dealing with the Aegis and Cheese and still a Black Hole to boot.
Here they come. Enter the base, the Burrow Strike. Actually able to catch out a Batten with the Stormbolt as well. And there goes your Black Hole once more. Will the damage? It didn't actually catch out Arteezy, but it's enough to bring down a Batten. No buyback out from him. So now it's 2 on 5. Can EG hold the impossible here? Crits falling down as he's making work of that. It looks completely impossible. It is the mid lane for Newbee. The buyback comes out from Arteezy, but he stands alone. And Newbee are just going for the GG push. Got strength up, attack the tier 4 towers, and GG. Newbee claimed game 1 in this winners bracket final.
The first 25 minutes of the game, I think it was Kaka that really set the pace for Newbee to make it so that it was a slow sort of game. Every time Newbee wanted to fight, Black Hole, Shrine, some sort of positional advantage. BKB pickup, Lincoln's pickup, and it was just every time of these increments, Newbee were very patient and willing to fight, whereas EG, they had this mid that had a ton of gold but wasn't able to really control the fights. Just no solution to the BKB Black Hole, and it was a perfect last pick coming out from Newbee.
It's crazy to think how much Enigma has almost been ignored throughout the course of today, and now we see him as going to come back into everyone's minds. Enigma looking strong, finding his space, and I'm wondering too if it went a little bit unchecked is the better way to see it too. Like KP had a lot of space, had a lot of time. How do you force that? Did the Razor pick really work? A lot of questions, and of course, the only people we can ask is our panel.
That's right, Toby was 100%. Puppy, well loved by Reddit once again, and our panel, Grant and Slacks, was right. There's a lot of unexpected things happening here in day number 2, gentlemen.
Not unexpected, we're always right. Boom, 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 boom. That's what we do, baby. We're analysts, Cap.
That is beautiful, the synergy you two have. So break it down for me. Break down game number 1 and how Newbee managed to win.
They went back to how EG normally loses. They just shut down Arteezy. They went for that aggro tri-lane. It just went horribly wrong. Even with Sumail dominating middle, it was just too much for them to overcome. Got to the late game. I mean, the buybacks, they just kept going back into the fights, and they didn't have damage.
You don't think that the solo lanes that Evil Geniuses was running, the Puck Sumail versus SCC and the Queen of Pain at the farm that Universe was getting, that wasn't worth the tri-lane for you?
I don't think it was. I mean, Razor was actually all their damage. And because he didn't have any, they didn't have any damage.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I just personally like Newbee's draft a lot more. I thought that they had the control necessary to make sure that Razor didn't ball out of control. They had a lot of answers for the mid, early, and late game, and I mean, it showed. Even with a team like EG that can do so good in team fights, you can't out-team fight a good draft.
Yeah, we were talking about the Razor, right? And the idea that they didn't really have a strong high ground hitter. The only way you really get one is if Razor is actually over farm. Their choice to do an aggro tri-lane really left him in the hole.
Yeah, I mean, they got those early 2 kills. Newbee actually got those early 2 kills on him. They went back to the lane. They lost another kill, and then, I mean, Razor couldn't do anything even after they sent the Universe up top.
It was this fight right here that was, it felt like was kind of the nail in the coffin, even though the game's, kind of went a little bit longer after that. Being caught out by that black hole, the first real big black hole from KP, kind of secured this game for them.
I mean, his positioning really did put this game together. I mean, he had a sizable amount of farm in the early game, and he had that one initiation that wasn't too good, but when it came to it, just beautiful black holes. This one coming up here, he does miss your boy RTS, but RTS barely able to make it out of there. Still a great play, and didn't that just come off cooldown when he hit that? I mean, that was like instant.
Yeah, they had bad and ultimate.
Yeah. So
seems like Razor, we just not a comeback hero, right? Like you've got to secure this hero a strong laning phase so he can go into the mid game with some dominance, doesn't die to massive amount of nukes or anything like that, and is able to maintain some relevance going into late game. And Evil Geniuses, maybe they expected more in that tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario, but Newbee certainly were able to find their win conditions. After all, they certainly had the better late game.
Yep, that's all it came down to. I mean, if you pick a bunch of early game heroes and you lose the early game, you're going to lose the game. It's simple as that.
Yeah. Razor's a lot like you in your career. I mean, without significant help, I mean, it's just terrible. But when he gets a little help, he can be pretty good.
You're welcome.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a break. Game number 2 of Evil Geniuses and Newbee coming up.
It would just be another hero dying, I would say. but at least you would possibly prevent the black hole.
Sumail is playing this perfectly around the tower. Double TP's coming in. Sees regeneration. Blinks up, avoids the attack. And now Sumail is on the run. Noble will slow him down. He has patient development. Dream calls a cooldown in 1 second time as well. So he turns around. Is he going back in for this one? You bet he is. And back out of the tower. Sumail will find the kill. Makes a break for the tree line. Phase shift up a second. Wow! He lets it go. And now caught the tree lines. He will finally fall down there to ensure the Rage is still safe.
It would just be another hero dying, I would say. But at least with possible to ensure the Rage is still safe. It would just be another hero dying.
Team turn to have 2 heroes now without buyback of Alpha T2 Tower. Fortifications down, but the jumper is Sonic Wave! The combo is beautiful! And this time around with the body block from Karka, the holding universe there. Borrow time is exactly what he's got. Fate will let it go. The blade mail is all worn off. Karka, can they hold him there? Another jump forward with the Forest Strike. They will bring him down. That's easy. Dealing damage, but you can't deal damage when you now it's each. Maybe with the damage of the epicenter, yeah, Tusker will fall. Don't mind the Camellia. KP, he gets 2 men in the black hole. Where is your follow-up? Where is it? It's actually going to be Arteezy on the run back out. What's the mail? He'll go in deep. You want the extra kill and you've got it. Arteezy will fall. Maybe you lose a little bit more. It'll be the pain as well. Now Sumail, he's the man in trouble, but nowhere near as much trouble as Universe. Sumail has to keep running on the hillside. The bar is right. The base, the Forest Strike, actually able to catch out a bat with the Storm Bolt as well, and there goes your Black Hole once more. Will the damage? They did actually catch out Arteezy, but it's enough to bring down a bat. No fight back out from him, so now it's 2 on 5. Can EG hold the impossible here? Chris falling down as he's making work of that. It looks completely impossible. It is the mid lane. Here they come. Enter the base, the Forest Strike.
I'll see you in 3 months, hon. The kids, they're gonna be okay. Love you.
Dad! Need help?
Okay. Can you pass me the back wrench, please?
Here you go, Dad.
Here, Ratchet.
Here.
Impact wrench.
Here, Dad.
How did you?
Look, Dad, we got you! You're live!
Our connection's now made even stronger. PLDT Home Fiber. Plan start at 1899.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Middle Masters. We are here in our upper bracket final between Newbee and Evil Geniuses. Newbee currently sitting one game up and looking better than ever, as is my panel. Abbott and Costello over here as my analysts. What's going on, guys?
Oh,
What up?
What up, dog? A tip of the fedora to you. So,
There's
great.
really nothing solid that it ever passes through this desk, is there? It's all filler.
Yeah, you've been passing some solid stuff for the last series there, Cap, but don't worry about it. I thought we had a fantastic showing from both teams. You can tell why these are two of our top caliber teams coming out here with that match, but I don't think it's going to be a 2-0. EG is not the one to lay down, boys. They're the ones to fight when their backs are against the wall. Don't you think?
I agree. I wouldn't quite predict it without seeing the drafts yet, but they are one of those teams who gets better as a series goes on, and I definitely think that they're going to show up, learn from their mistakes that time, and just push through and make it 1-1.
So what are some of those mistakes? Besides the drafting, which we talked about, not really having a win condition was a little bit bothersome for us, but what else?
I believe just the laning phase was super rough. Like, they rotated Arteezy super late from that aggro tri-lane down bottom, and right when they rotated him down bottom, there was already a smoke gang there. They just didn't protect their one roll, and that's pretty much what you got to do to win a game now.
Can't fault Sumail for that performance in game number 1, though. That guy, he looked angry.
Yep.
He looked like he wanted to really go back to the days of Quap versus Puck, 1v1, show who's the best mid laner in the world.
I mean,
he was.
He was. He was mad. Moon shards were purchased, you know? Things went bananas. But it wasn't enough. Not enough bananas to tame that.
Grant, is that something that is going to behoove Sumail moving forward into game number 2?
Yes.
Great diction.
I think Sumail just needs to do the same thing. Just dominate his lane, do amazingly. It doesn't matter. I mean, he plays his own game and he does it amazingly as long as the rest of the team plays around him. I think they'll be fine.
But stop sacrificing Arteezy.
I think that's a good start, but I mean, they've done it before and they've won before. It just seemed like that draft had a little bit of roughness around the edges.
Let's talk about backup plans. That's something that EG could certainly do with. Split pushing has gotten a little buffed once in a while. Gives some space for your carry like Arteezy. Really, their entire plan was pretty easy to figure out. Protect Arteezy, hope that he does well, protect the other cores, and that's it. A little bit of split push would be nice. A little bit of alternate, ideas, Grant. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket. Somebody's gonna drop that basket of balloons, and those chickens are gonna run.
What the hell are you saying?
Whenever you're ready, Grant, you can pick that one up. Oh, hey, look at that Darkseer first pick there. Ooh, that's pretty good. One of the better heroes in this patch. I think he has one of the highest pick rates and win rates, if my statistics are correct. And considering I never looked them up, I have no idea if they are.
Good.
Thank you.
I think it's the same bands coming out for both teams, so even with EG on first pick, they go for the Darkseer this time. And yeah, like you said, it just provides a lot of team fight. In this game, you can build around him instead of doing something like a last pick Darkseer where you're forced to we got to win a team fight to do anything. This time you can just build around and do anything else.
Well, we've seen against Darkseer quite a bit. The Nyx Assassin, who's been a high priority, that will expand away. What are some of the other heroes that are picked up frequently against a Darkseer opener?
Well, I don't think you really can when they just go with the Juggernaut Crystal main right away.
I got one for you, baby.
Yeah.
This is an old one. This is a classic.
Oh, this is oldie?
Let me show you some Oracle, huh? Remember those days?
Slacks, I already tried to bring up the Oracle earlier on this panel. It didn't go well.
Now, I know that currently he has the worst win rate in competitive Dota for a while, but...
He's possibly the worst hero that's ever been in Dota, period.
Indeed. Could pick it, though. They're actually going to go with a Razor on Team Evil Geniuses. That's really interesting. I mean, we were very critical of what they did in that last series, and here we go again. They're going to stick to their guns. Is that a good idea?
Well, surely this is going to be more of a safe lane, not putting him try versus try.
Yeah, it's going to be an offlane Darkseer who's going to find farm pretty much any time throughout the game. So, I mean, you just throw him out there, he's going to find farm. Meanwhile, Razor gets farm, you just push a little bit early.
I mean, that being said, surely Razor can still match up against Juggernaut tri-lane.
It's going to be rough. If Crystal Main just goes on him, he spins before he gets that link off, and then it's just curtains for them.
Could have feathered. We'll go back to that aggro tri-lane solution. Newbee, in the meantime, they needed a self-sufficient core. Juggernaut probably being one of the best, having that healing ward. Other heroes that we saw, maybe Lycan, haven't really seen too much success, despite the earlier pick rates against Darkseer.
Yeah, I'm actually really I'm confused on why people don't pick Troll that much. I mean, Troll seems to have a very nice win rate.
Have you been watching this tournament?
Well, you know, not that much in this series. I mean, he wasn't very high.
There's only been one game, but yeah.
Well, yeah, he wasn't. He was late. Well, listen, man, let me get through my. You're like an animal, all right?
He does have a 33% win rate at this tournament.
Hey, you know, that's the lucky number right there. 33% tournament win rate. That's almost half.
Slacks, don't go to the casino. I'm just gonna save you now, buddy.
So
Don't go.
We're not seeing a lot of bans though, and we didn't see him get picked up last time, so I'm surprised. He's a pretty nice answer to some of this stuff.
I think one of the bigger things is Sumail, they didn't first pick his hero this time. It's crazy because you picked the Quap to try to go up against the puck, and it didn't really counter him. This time they're going to save their hero, so maybe Sumail gets a better matchup, can dominate it better with like a more physical damage, like later game hero. After they saw how well he did.
Yeah, particularly with both your cores being picked up in the first one, too. There's no way you want to reveal all three from the get-go. So, looking at supports here, supports that deal with Juggernaut, and now the off-lane potential of a Clockwork. There's a nice team-fighting support that also has a decent amount of roaming potential. I feel like he's kind of like the Troll of supports, you know? He's kind of good at everything.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything there. I can get behind that. I'm just a big fan for the level 25, the gigantic turret. Or how do you say that? I say it wrong. Turret?
Torrent?
Torrent. There's no O in that word. It's a U. Wait,
No,
there
it's-
is.
it's an O.
That is an O. All right. Torrent. Pretty neat.
Is this some advanced form of dyslexia? Or?
No, it's I speak another language. It's called winning. Is the language I speak. Anyway, Grant, you haven't said anything of substance so far. What do you got anything for
Just following suit with you, my friend. Oh, they pick up a Kunkka. I noticed it's a good Zai hero. It's a good roaming hero. It's one of those heroes that, like, if you have an advantage, you know, you're pushing forward, trying to chase, you get an X on someone, just makes it easier. It's easy to, like, if you do want to run, like, a tri-lane versus tri-lane, like you said, X is a great one if they're trying to run away. You just secure kill automatically. Not the greatest versus Juggernaut, but that's not who you're really aiming with that Kunkka anyways.
Yeah, this is the last time we saw it was Zai Kunkka hit a 3-man torrent with no setup whatsoever. Then the Universe follow-up came in with a vacuum wall. But one thing is really missing here. They have the same kind of heroes. Darkseer, Razor, Kunkka, gonna say Bane.
Yep.
The only hero that's missing, though, is the Storm Spirit mid. That one's been taken away.
Smart.
What other kind of scaling mids are left? There's Invoker, OD.
Quap's still there. Quap's decent
Quap?
versus lineup, I think. Get in, get out. I mean, versus Titan now, it's going to be support Clockwork. You're not too worried about him going in on you. He's going to have to find those levels early with the Titaner playing in the off lane, so I like Quap here.
I mean, the mid doesn't really matter. This is a lore fight. We got Tide versus Kunkka. I mean, that's the real big deal that we're seeing here today. We all know who won that.
We do?
We do, yeah.
Well, you'll find out soon.
Are you just
Plugging?
Are you just plugging a orgasm right now?
Plugging.
Is that the entire reason you wanted to come on panel?
Got you, dumbasses. Anyway, yeah, so I like that you brought up Invoker. I think that he brings a lot, especially I see a lot of teams kind of picking him against the Clockwork, but it's pretty good. Clockwork gets a nice initiation. You get a nice tornado out. You kind of ruin that stuff there. Interested in what happened to Shadow Fiend. Where's that hero at? I thought he was good.
He dies a lot.
Oh,
He just gets roamed on, dies a lot, doesn't do anything when you don't have farm. They do ban the Quap out, so Smart's a hero that dominates the late game and the early game. We saw SC, I mean, didn't do great in the early game, came back and was the most farmed hero in the game, so they don't want to give that into Sumail's hands.
Is there space for a Templar Assassin here? It kind of doesn't like Clockwork. I feel like most of the other scaling mids don't like Clockwork though, so you can't just focus on that support.
Yeah, TA is a good hero. That's when we saw them. They dominated IG in that game one with the TA, so...
I had an idea.
Oh god.
You guys ever heard of Outworld Devourer? He's pretty good against Clockwork. Natural force staff builder. Huh?
Whoa, you mean that hero I mentioned 30 seconds ago?
Oh, all right. That must have been where I got my idea from. Thank you, Kev.
Always there for you, buddy.
Oh, the crowd is yelling something. I'm not sure. But I hope it's excitement for this panel. Hooray!
Go Slacks!
Go us!
And there it is, the TA,
Death
you were
Rock.
right.
Oh!
All right, who's the pick for Newbee?
That's a great question, Granger. What do you think?
I need you to work together, figure out what this last pick is.
Okay, buddy. What do we need? What's the position we're missing here?
Middle.
Is this a mid juggernaut? Could be.
No,
All right,
it's definitely not.
Last mids. I'm gonna say Invoker. You wanna go Invoker?
Let's go Invoker.
Could be a Viper, but okay.
Let's take hands together.
Do you wanna pray?
Yes.
Didn't work.
You guys were supposed to hold that.
Well, we're not gonna hold that. There's a damn audience.
I mean, I'm trying to ruin this panel as much as humanly possible. It really makes my hosting look great by comparison. Thank you.
Thank you. But seriously, what are you thinking, Cap? You think Invoker? You think they're gonna go for that rock, paper, scissors counter of a Viper or maybe even a Venno? Put that Juggernaut mid?
I really like Viper, but...
Nobody likes Viper. Except for Bond. Sorry, Bond.
I want a hero that doesn't really get guided.
5 seconds remaining.
Who's that? An OD?
Oh!
Wow.
Thank goodness I said it. Fantastic.
Good job.
Thanks, Lex.
You're welcome. I think OD brings a lot here. He's pretty good at doing some saves. As I said before, builds a force staff. It's going to be pretty interesting, though. What do they have to really break that refraction? I mean, not too much. If she gets out of control, she is going to be out of control, blowing these guys up pretty easy.
I think they're going to have to focus a lot more on that middle lane, shutting down the TA this game, because, I mean, Razor's going to have, they're going to just put him in the safe lane. He's going to have a way better game. Darkseer's always going to find farm. I think they actually have to focus on Sumail this game.
That'll make you happy, though, Grant. RTZ Razor, I mean, if they're so focused on shutting down Sumail, it means he's actually going to have a better game.
Yeah, and I think EG is going to take the game because of that. I think they got, and I think they're just going to end up winning this game just straight out of picks.
So, better adjustments, EG take it?
Yeah.
Sucks.
I'm going to go with my boy. I think Ichi's got it. Let's get another double. Dare you. I dare you to go with Newbee.
Yeah, I'm definitely going the opposite route here. There's no way this happens 2 times in a row.
Fantastic.
All right. Toby and Merlini, please save us from this panel. It's game number 2 of Newbee versus Evil Geniuses.
We're lost. We're completely lost. There is no saving from this.
But Ben. If only I could pause that panel like I paused last game.
Ah!
I got it ready. I have my pause key ready.
That's great for you, Ben. Let's move forward and not pause our logic, at least looking towards the draft. They've gone back for the Razor again. Didn't work in game 1. The panel seems to think it's going to work in game 2, or at least the EG draft will work in game 2. What do you think?
I think they have heroes that the Razor is going to be a lot better against, like the Queen of Pain. I think like Razor can't really do that much versus Queen. And they also picked it versus Juggernaut. I think Juggernaut also struggles a lot more than a Sven, because Sven has a steroid and a lot of plus damage. Juggernaut, not really so much. Crit doesn't classify.
Yeah, I'm wondering there, like, how it's all going to then combine if they're going to get zoned out. We have this KP Tide Hunter. He was very successful on this in day 1. You're working with a support Clockwork. How's EG going to play the lanes? We're already having a little bit of a glimpse into the laning maneuver, and I was wondering if they're going to try and match up the Darkseer versus the Tide Hunter. Instead, it actually looks like the Darkseer is going to head north with the Bane.
They don't need the Darkseer versus Tide. I think Razor is one of the best safe lane carries versus a Tide Hunter. You have a ton of plus damage to break through the Kraken, and you're a ranged hero. Kaka. Position for Clockwork is mighty popular. Very good at interrupting a Bane, trapping a Darkseer, making some room for your OD.
It's that big sacrificial initiation as well. Like you can jump him in, you don't care if you lose him. If he splits up the fight with EG, then that's kind of all you need. And EG need to really keep everyone together. You want that vac into boat. You then have to rely on the individual control coming out from the Bane for the big problematic heroes and give Templar, Assassin, and Razor the space to do what they need to do.
Yeah, I think they could do a lot more with Razor. Razor, died twice, I would say, early last game. Gave up First Blood, didn't get into Bounty Rune. There were a lot of things that weren't going well for him. This time he's in a safe lane. He might get the Bounty Rune this time, but at least he won't die from this. Okay, as I say that.
Yeah, KP. A lot of damage can be stolen, but there's not a lot of RTs he can do with it. It's just a simple walk off for the Tide Hunter.
But it is a one-on-one. We see the Kuga head atop. With the Darkseer and with a Bane. So it is going to be a try at the start, but
I wonder how long that's going to last.
Yeah.
Like Kaka comes forward, he wants to change up the creep, so at least he pushes the range back.
He can just burn all their mana with cogs.
Well, there goes the Sentry Ward down. They'll give it the vision. Frostbite in with a spin. It's the old classic combination. The Nightmare bouncing around. Universe is low, still on the run. The Iron Shell damage is actually dropping down Karka. He will be very low. The last attack from Bane will be able to get a revenge. But First Blood, it goes the way of Newbee, but we're not done just yet. Moogie on the run. Zai looking for more damage. Crit's going to deliver it, however. The secondary brain sap. And losing the Juggernaut, losing your safe laner, and that was definitely not the plan from Newbee.
They took so much damage from that Ion Shell chasing that far. And these melee heroes, yeah, you have spin to deal with it, but that's once in a while.
This bottom lane, I'm not certain how it's meant to work for KP. This makes more sense when Karka is going to rotate over. Leaves the Observe Ward behind, understands that Arteezy is very much alone. And if they can keep him close on top of the tower, that's one way to work it. So the battery assault begins. You do not have the cogs just yet. So KP, okay, no gush, nothing like that. So just let it go.
I think the game plan is going to be similar
mid.
for Newbee.
It's perfect. SC, someone stop that Curry before it dies as well, but the Torrent hits perfectly. An easy combination. Simple Nightmare into Torrent, and then let Sumail do the damage, even though Crit does take the kill. He's racked up all 3 of EG's kills, in fact.
Early game going similar to the last game, but I think this time it's a little bit different in that they can actually leave their other cores alone. I think that's one of the big benefits of Razor is that he is very self-sufficient in the lane. It doesn't need a lot of babysitting like Spectre, Luna, some of these other heroes that we expect in the safe lane.
And it's not Razor being forced into this aggro tri-lane where you need to find kills. Like, you're letting the Darkseer or Iron Shell do most of that work.
But his CS is not that great. He only has 8 CS relative to the 6 of the Tidehunter, so surprisingly he's not edging him out too much in that bottom lane.
And it's like he's just trying to focus on zoning out KP, but it hasn't functioned. SC wants to have his little bit of an opportunity, so the imprisonment allows Fate plus Karka just to roam in and then attack on that mid lane. Sumail wants to run, but the cogs will hold him there. The battery assault, the damage keeps coming, and there's no way for Sumail to survive. This is almost very reminiscent of that old dual offlane you used to do, the SD as well as the Clockwork. In this case, it's the imprisonment from Astral as opposed to the Shadow Demons.
What a stat. Shout out to Knoxville. 20 gold fed.
It's not Nox, it's production. That's Pimp and the boys who create that stuff.
We can still blame Nox.
Let me just find my Twitter. Alright, so laning is still looking fairly decent for EG. Their CS is still looking good, even though the overall, like 180 gold, the difference early on, we're only 3 minutes in. But there's a lot of movement coming down to that bottom lane. It looks like they're trying to actually have a crack, and in fact they will. It's over towards KP, a quick plasma field with a rotation towards the mid. It's revenge. You want to attack the offlane, you want to bring down Tidehunter. You're going to actually slow down the momentum hero of EG. You're slowing down the Templar Assassin with kill after kill, trying to reduce her net worth, which is now below that of the OD. Not by much, but it is below.
Yeah, the OD doesn't fare that well in the straight one-on-one matchup, but it is great setup for a Cog. It's hard to make position for Clockwork work, but with the 4-second just walk on top of them, set up for a perfect Cogs, and generally you kill all the creeps with the Astral Imprisonment, it makes it much easier for Clockwork spells to take effect.
Start to beg the question then, like, how do you stop this? Like, Templar Assassin, do you just send her into farming up stacks in the jungle?
And it's usually the plan.
Let the Bane try and hold the mid, so if he dies from the combination, at least you don't lose as much, but you get your Fiend Strip earlier.
They can just kill the side lanes, that's what they've been doing. Just run around with the Bane and the Kuka, an old school combo. But now they've actually split up their supports. It is, as you mentioned, the Bane sitting in the mid to make sure that Sumail doesn't die again, but their combination is way more
They found Universe. Battery Assault, Frostbite, can't surge away from that, especially when he locked inside the cogs. Really great movement from Newbee. Finding the openings, had the vision as well to let them know when Darkseer was just backing off to get the easy farm.
I like the super active play from Faith. He has been involved in a lot of kills and has not been farming those neutrals and playing the Crystal Maiden very well as a position 5.
Well, it's what he couldn't do in game 1. It's where they were always locked because this aggressive tri-lane of EG, he had to stand on the lane. This is what they wanted to do in game 1.
Yeah, and I also think the Arcane Aura really enables a Clockwork, so he can just run around and get kills. You don't want to have to keep running back and forth as a Clock. It's a big deal for him.
Oh, EG. Need to try and find that nice control. Kaka. All right, well that's one way. It's just zone out Zai.
He's trying to figure out what the TA is up to. Just need to make sure that she doesn't get a free stack off at all, if at all possible. They can use the Tidehunter, by far the best ultimate I think in this game, to bully that around.
Well, they committed their wards to actually watch for the stack. So the extra ward up on top of the Radiant Ancients. They could have looked in towards the jungle of Radiant instead, like a little bit further to the south. But they're focusing instead on the northern side of the map. Makes it a lot more riskier for Darkseer to move anywhere as well. Oh, Omni Slash, crit isolated, goes in for the spin. So Omni Slash, all of them hit before that Nightmare could really try and negate some of the damage out from Moggy.
And the Frostbite to interrupt the cast on the Brain Zap. Small play.
Battery Assault, Arteezy, the cogs, hold him there. KP doesn't have the ult yet, she has to cut through the cogs to get close enough to Arteezy to do some level of damage. The Clockwork Rocket Arteezy, so low, wants to heal up, but it's KP who will end up dying. The damage steal begins. Can they get the Nightmare at least? Hold Kaka in position. No, the Bane can't reach him, but Arteezy with 112 stolen damage and the Plasma Field finds the kill and punishes the Newbee off lane.
Wow, I was very surprised he was able to survive there. Tidehunter really hurting on those levels. He didn't pick an early 1 point in Gush so they could go for the kill. But it's just not as clean of a setup as the mid laner.
Might have been a very different story if he had more time to reach like the level 6. That would have been the final bit of damage control to bring down Arteezy.
And already we see some Ancient stacks coming out from EG as they try and buff up Sumail. And a big difference from last game, right? Last game the pressure was on EG to make the move, but this game I think it's the pressure's on Newbee to get more work done because EG's going to be the team stacking and farming Ancients.
Can Newbee actually contest it? Like when TA backs off to go and farm it up?
I think Clockwork needs 6.
There, then you can hook shot in and then create issues.
Yeah, or else I think you're just going to be wasting a lot of time. Like she could just back away, and I suppose Tidehunter can think about stealing them, but
intimidation with Ravage may just be enough.
Yeah, but you can't just sit there. They can just scout you out with a trap and just back off. So I think they need to actually be able to take it themselves, but that's not going to happen until Tidehunter hits like maybe level 8 because he doesn't have the max points in Cracking Shield right now to tank up the Ancient.
Faith.
Yeah, they blocked it up with the Observer Ward, so they want to limit this economic game because TA has not shown in lane for a few minutes now. But OD now on top of the CS with much more valuable CS in the mid creeps, not the neutrals. There is more opportunity cost for going to the jungle nowadays.
And his net was about 500 in front of the TA. Chris still hoping for his own opportunity in the mid.
Not even close to 6 though.
Oh, but he hits 5 at least. And they're giving him the space. So when Templar Assassin takes this jungle, and Zai, mass defense to try and force this top lane, he knows Omni Slash is available and does not want to risk it. Mugi can cause a lot of issues, but okay, well, Kaka could do the same. Running in close, but again, still not level 6 on the Clockwork, so they don't have anything which really allows them to reduce the distance quickly.
I definitely need that before they can start making plays. Tidehunter still no Ravage skilled up yet. He's hurt.
There's the level 6.
Yeah, just hasn't skilled it up. Maybe thinking that he can just farm with the neutrals and farm with the Ancients without really fighting right now. But Arteezy's very large. Level 9 already. It's pretty crazy amounts of farm.
It seems like we're actually going to have a Razor which is effective. A lot more effective. Able to tank up, able to play at great positioning, going for that early 4 stuff.
They really need 4-7, this guy right here. Midas is coming out, just what, 18 gold right now? But it's going to be a while before they can actually fight the Razor head on. He is likely going to steal a lot of damage, and I don't think he's going to be able to reverse it down. No Sandy's Clips, not even max level on the Arcane Orb on the OD, which would be their main tool to take him down.
Is it worthwhile getting an earlier BKB on the Razor, or is it worthwhile actually finishing up things like Hurricane Pike? I'm thinking mainly because the BKB is going to be perfect against like OD as well as Tidehunter.
I think you're okay with getting Astral. The thing about Astraling the Razor is you get unstable current in, and he still is able to suck a lot of damage, and you still have to run away as the OD. You can't just Astral him and then keep right-clicking people. You still have to back off during the fight, so it's kind of not exactly the same, but kind of even similar to Ashmore yourself, because you still have to back off the fight. You're still useless for those few seconds that you disable them. Whereas Razor, he still has an Eye of the Storm ticking, and he still gets damage off with unstable current. So it's not even the most effective thing for him. And you don't really care that much if you get Rabbit. I see he's more so worried about getting bursted down with the Omni Slash. But that's why they have both.
Trying to go for the denial on the tower, might pay with his life, but Zai just being surged away. Crit's in the neighborhood as well, so 3 heroes ready to fight, but Crit doesn't actually have level 6. But X marks spot, pull him back in, but spin. Wait for it, it's gonna last way too long, but that movement speed, Samael on haste, running underneath the tier 1 tower. No. Is he actually gonna try and duke it out the tree lines? The torrent's kicking in, it'll be able to connect, so Zai finds the kill on the Juggernaut, as Samael couldn't finish the deal.
I like those sort of plays.
Hookshot is up, they go in, it's right on top of Universe, underneath the tier 1 tower. The orb attacked in from SC, bring all the damage required to find the kill. The battery assault making it almost impossible for Darkseer just to run away.
It's so important for them that the Clockwork is level 6, because he's their main player right now. I think Tidehunter's still trying to recover. KP does like his farm on the offlaner. Sometimes he builds pipe, but I think more so he's been building a little bit more farm-oriented on his offlaners.
He's actually not revealing it too. There's nothing in the quick buy. We don't know if it will be the pipe, if it will be a mech, if it will be a blink dagger.
Even an early 4-step might be good against the Razor and against the TA. It might not be the worst thing for him to go for.
He may need the blink dagger, however, just so he can make sure he gets in range of the Bane if that Fiend script comes off.
That's true. He doesn't usually go for the blink first, however.
He likes the regeneration, especially from the new 4 stuff, makes a lot of sense for the Tidehunter.
Yeah. I think Mech or Hood is more likely. But I mean, Midas right now, there's not really too much fighting. So.
If it was going to go for the mech, you could at least pick up like some of the armor, like some of the regeneration that comes from it.
You run the risk of what happened to EG last game, and that they just don't take fights if you go for team fighting items. So I think he's trying to balance that risk reward for his farming items right now. Is he going to get punished if he goes for a Midas?
Oh, Fiend script. Well, that is not real. That is a fake. You have fallen for the oldest trick in the book. It was an illusion, and now Arteezy might get caught out. The battery assault. Kaka staying hot on the heels, or in this case, the coattails. Needs a hook shot forward to catch up to Arteezy. Able to do so. Faith and KP still on the way, but that 4-staff's up. A quick nightmare. The Frost will slow down Zai, letting the ship go. This stun may just be enough space creation for him to get out to safety. KP, well, they have the damage. The torrent won't be able to connect. The rocket flies forward, and it will just be an anchor smash from KP. But you get a conquer. What they really wanted, it was the Razor, and they did not get it.
And Razor went for a 4-step first. It saved them in that instance, and it is very useful versus the Clockwork, but they are lacking a lot in damage.
Spin TP time. Just creep skipping it out. A lot of damage into the tier 2 tower. And Juggernaut knows he cannot be stopped.
Not with the grip on the illusion. So similar build to last game from him, just with the 4-step added in between. Yeah. Best against the Clockwork, I would say, but still pretty good chasing down OD.
I'll take that as tracked.
Kaka's still hovering around the mid. 10 seconds till that hook shot's back off cooldown. We still haven't seen that KP Ravage. He hasn't had a good opportunity yet because he hasn't had the good positioning for it.
He's trying to farm his mech. He's realizing that they're fighting a lot.
Well, by taking the Ancients, that'll work. Also doing it before the Templar Assassin can get there with the tier 1 tower lost on the top lane. They have to start cleaning up these stacks.
I think the armor is very useful versus the Razor and the TA.
Kaka, X marks the spot. Zai wants to drag him back over, able to do so with the boat and the brain sap. The damage is enough and Kaka will fall. Support is still there from Newbee. They brought everybody down to fight this one, apart from the Tidehunter. They kept him farming up the Ancients throughout this.
But Kunga X from the other side of the river. So Newbee know they have a ward somewhere, but they just can't find it. It's on the far southeast side, and that's pretty hard for them to de-ward. That's way outside of the normal area.
Xing again. Samael's not jumping in for this. And you could see Faith wanting to do so. He thinks it's up near the EG flag on their side of the river.
Now mech is almost complete. They just need to wait for it on the chicken, and I think they can take a fight with this. However, now they only have a reserve ward on the South Ancients. Actually, they're not even going to wait for the mech.
Yeah,
he has the money.
They're smoking around. Coming in is the Dire Observer, while they're seeing currently the rooted up Samael. So Kaka, hookshot's ready. It's the easiest hookshot ever as well. They jump in, they hold him inside the cogs, and quickly into the Omni Slash, but the ship is on the way. But Newbee, they know they're good with no Templar Assassin. There's no burst damage in KP. Lets the Ravage go. Universe not affected by it. He'll have to surge away Zai. So Ravage is blown. They don't find the opportunity they really wanted, but the tier 1 tower is already under siege, and Newbee can just finish the job.
And doing a good job of controlling the Ancients and taking the fight in the right place. A little bit unfortunate with a root creep there. That slow like maybe if it were a different set of creeps, he would have killed it before they would have come.
Ah, teasy. The forgotten hero almost, but Kaka hasn't forgotten him, gets in front, gets the cogs off, a quick force staff, gets him outside the cogs, even though the mana will be low. Hookshot still not available for the moment for Kaka. 20 seconds on cooldown, that movement speed from Razor with phase boots. Way too fast. Unless this happens. He's got cogs again. If he wants to hold him there, support's rotating over, Faith lets the Nova go.
Maybe if they had an Omni, they could pursue right there, but their catch is terrible.
They also need like freezing field. Like then Faith might have had enough damage to get the kill onto the Razor.
Yeah, they still need to buy some time. Their movements are very inefficient right now because they can't capitalize on anyone after the hookshot is down. But they still have their T1 up. Newbee have done a fantastic job of taking down the opponent's T1, pressuring their Ancients while keeping up their objectives in their own mid lane. And I think the T1 tower is especially important in this game because of the threat of the Roshan from TA.
EG on the hunt again, but again they walk underneath the Obs and Sentry. All this movement from EG is just being watched by Newbee. So no ability to surprise this Newbee line, so they just back up, go back into their farm. The only person they leave in almost a slightly exposed position is Tidehunter, and he's back up almost to his own tier 2 tower in the bottom, just continuously farming up the neutrals. They're getting closer and closer towards that Blink Dagger with his mech. And then the rocket flies right over the top of Crit. Don't know if it actually saw him, because it was just a little bit further north, but with the tier 1 tower being attacked and Newbee being aware of this, they go inside of Roshan. Now the Templar Assassin traps are down, so EG are fully aware of what's going on as the trap is getting de-warded out with the Sentry Ward there. TP's coming over into the Shrine. They have to be ready to fight this one. Ravage, it's still not up for the Tidehunter. He's got 5 seconds before that's there as Arteezy needs a moment. It's not Merlini, relax.
That's really strange that they didn't really use the gush onto the Roshan. I think both of the gushes were blocked by the Lincolns, so it could have potentially been at like maybe 10% less right now, and they maybe could have taken it for free if they were able to coordinate like the Frostbite, but it's not really low enough for Newbee to just take it right now.
All right, we're ready to go.
Get out of the pit.
Back into the game as Roshan is being killed off. Here comes your Torrent. Where's the extra follow-up, however? Kaka just playing Sentry Wards. He wants to put down the cogs and keep EG out the front of the pit line if it's possible. KP does have that Ravage back up and available now. A quick couple of orbs. SC already stealing up that intel. Now comes the ship with the Torrent, combining with the back wall. It hits on both Faith as well as KP, but minimal effectiveness at the moment. Arteezy waiting for the right opportunity. KP lets the ulti go with the spin combination and the hammer drop from the OD. EG lose so much life so quickly. SC is a triple kill. Crit's on the run. He'll be imprisoned up. That may be enough effect that just watching him die. 4 heroes go the way of SC. Roshan as well. Newbee. It's like they wanted EG to come. And the welcome mat, the red carpet was there. It was white to start with.
God, Newbee's playing around KP so well. I think in this entire tournament, they've just been fantastic at identifying his vision. Like, look how far forward he is in the team fight. He comes outside of the pit and threatens with a Ravage, and they're all forced to back away from him. And if they come too close, they get 3-man Ravage. If they leave it, then Roshan just gets taken for free. So right at this moment, right after the vacuum boat, he runs to the left side and they're like, oh God, he's coming. What are we supposed to do now?
Split, trying to get hit by the Ravage, and then they all group up, get hit by the spin, and because SC was able to have a little bit of chip harassment beforehand, that Eclipse actually did even more work for Newbee.
Yeah, that Sandy's Eclipse hurt them so badly, having to group up into that choke.
Yep. And that's the danger zone, right? And how do you deal with that when you're EG? You don't have your BKBs up yet. You're not ready to fight because she went for these 4 staffs. The BKB is obviously now on the list for Arteezy, and the Templar Assassin, she needs to finish her Desolator first before picking up the BKB. Samael still needs the high damage.
They needed a bigger wombo with a vacuum into the boat. That was just vacuum boat into...
well, that's when you initiate. It's like that's when you're meant to put Arteezy on the front lines, right? Like, you got all this farm. He's meant to be our tank through this.
Ideally, but no one wants to get Omni Slash and Ravaged. You're not going to survive from that, and Razor's life is not low enough to the point where he can just tank it.
Very simple kill. SC, they're feeding him more and more now. 6-1-3 onto that OD. Taking 5 of his kills in just the last minute.
The early movements by Kaga have just set SDC up for complete dominance.
And look at his positional play. He actually just buys a Blink Dagger. So now he can be the initiator with the imprisonment. KP very patiently waiting in the tree lines as they flank around the back. EG being pinched now by Newbee. Arteezy, 4-staff out. Universe trying to surge him away. The puzzle field kicks out, but nowhere near enough damage to dissuade Newbee from killing him.
Up in the 4-staff saved him a couple times, but as you mentioned before, he needs BKB.
Yep.
But now it's too late. They've lost so many fights. Like, do you really want to go for BKB? I still think they'll lose the fights even if they go for BKB.
Well, you don't really have a choice because you can't take the fights without it.
You have a
or
choice.
else you live in fear of the Ravage the entire time. The amount of damage the OD's can be throwing at you. Juggernaut is hitting a point where the physical damage is going to rip through you. I don't disagree, but if you don't live, you can't win the fight.
I think you can go for the route of trying to farm out faster than they can kill you, though. I think maybe if like BKB was completely saving the BKB TB and the side lane pushes, then maybe, but...
I can imagine TA going for a build like that for the quick pops, but can you really allow Arteezy to do such a thing? Like last time he went for the Shivas, he went for the Assault Cuirass. These are still very expensive items to get to, and he's losing a lot of his map to farm.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure how he tanks with this. Normally your Razor just so big and beefy to the point where he can just run in and not give a damn, but this game, if he runs in, he just gets ulted even once, I would say he would die.
Newbee commanding position in game 2. They're already 1 game up in the series. And if they can win this one, you go straight through into the grand final, get yourself a day off, while the other teams have to work hard to fight it out.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Go and enjoy the wonderful sights that is Manila.
Man, I think you've been blessed with this series. So if you got Enigma in the first game, you had a WoW moment in the second game. This game, we also have a TA on the Radiant side. And you know what other refraction moment there was? There was a refraction near the T2.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm just... It's like you're begging for memes. Arteezy, he's begging for death. On your knees, execution. Like a Game of Thrones character, he continues to be deleted. And the fact the 3-man wall, maybe Universe can create a glorious fight, but the Frostbite Templar Assassin control the ship. It needs to create some space, but Samael SC, he is just so damn strong. On Dragon's Wings, he pushes forward a triple kill for this OD. He is devouring evil geniuses. 1 by 1, they fall.
Yeah, a much different setup from last game. SEC got dominated in the lane last game, but yeah, this game with that just a little bit of help.
He's in. He's just going in. Blink forward. Why not? You got the power. He's still got 80 stolen intelligence. No wonder he can 3-hit down heroes. And Newbee want to try and end this. 24 minutes in. Newbee will push into high ground for the first time, and SC's back out there. KP with the Ravage, able to isolate at least crit, so he is now down. Buybacks available, and EG, they need a fight. They need to win this one. No Ravages up. They know there's no Eclipse. Newbee don't have their big team fights. EG, they have to do something, and they have to do it now. But who do they do it on? Hook shot forward from Karka. The Nightmare tries for a little bit of space, but now it's going to be the dieback from Crit. The boat, it's nice. It's a good combination, but where's that damage? Arteezy trying to desperately steal it from the spinning up Juggernaut. But those orbs, they just keep going and going and going. The damage, SC, you can't repel intel of this magnitude. He is just too big. Faith also, more control for him. This game, it looks like it's over. EG are being found killed, and it is not even 25 minutes, and Newbee have 2-0 their way through into the grand final.
And as a wise man once said, he has enough int to run a bookstore. He's at the 88 int territory. And I do like your Game of Thrones reference because they are not afraid to slay the main protagonist here.
Yep, everyone must go. It's like a rock sail. You can see the smile on his face at the end of it too. It's like, you know what? I got this blink tag. I got 80 intel. Nobody can stop me. I am completely unkillable. And there was just no answer. Like, where was the aggression? Where was your jump in? The support Clockwork again doing his work. They got him to level 6. He was able to go for the jump ins, and then Sumail shut down heavily at the start, so even Templar Assassin couldn't control the fights. There was no early picks.
Their overwhelming team fight wins out yet again. I also think their ability to play around their cores and make sure that they are set up to thrive. The decision to go for Roshan was one that just caught EG in way too much of a bind.
Yeah. I would love to see how it plays out in the grand final. Newbee being forced to go through like 5 games in the grand final. If we can go the full distance for it, it'll be beautiful. And I'd love to see EG also try different kind of strategies. It felt like we got a very similar thing out from them. Is the Razor the Achilles heel? Where was the power? Where was the control? Where was the tempo? Or was just Newbee that good? Cap, what's the answer? Good answer.
I'm sure our panelists want to talk sometime soon. And the camera will go away from me. Hi, Slacks, Grant.
Hey.
Cap, I have to say, that was one of the most intelligent things I've ever heard you say.
Thank you.
I mean, that monologue right there, you really just summed up the match in completion. I mean, it was perfect. I don't really have much to say after that.
See ya.
Bye. Thank you, Cap.
If we had to put a little bit of effort into actually analyzing this match, sure. Slacks, Grant. Give me what you got.
Newbee just played a completely complete game. They looked good from head to toe. Just throwing out buzzwords here, but no, the Clockwork roaming
There,
around.
the full package, and
the win condition was met.
The Clockwork roaming around early was actually just so insanely effective. You don't think a hero like that, he doesn't have a direct stun, but he just moved around cogs, and pretty much he did what he had to do, and he felt like he won the early game solo himself.
it seems like, again, a Roshan fight is really what took things to the next step. This Roshan fight right here, where they threw their whole entire combination, weren't even coming close to being able to kill KP, and he ends up getting a beautiful Ravage onto 3 or 4 different heroes.
Yeah, I think that it was just a little bit slow. Arteezy was turning around. He had this 4-step up. He knew that Ravage was coming, but he couldn't turn around quick enough, and it just went bad real quick for him.
It seems like the last pick coming out from Newbee with that OD really ended up giving them the winning edge in the draft.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, we predicted that the TA would do well because she had the ability to really snowball with that kind of help from the team, but it was really the OD who ended up doing it. And again, it raises the question of why does EG favor this Razor so much? And it consistently feels like they're not having enough power on the map unless it's a really crazy start. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you get a crazy start with that Razor, you're gonna go insane, but in all those team fights, the strategy to beat Razor is literally walk 3 feet away from him. I mean, it doesn't have static link, and then you're done. I mean, he just had such an ability for OD to just dominate that match.
So when you put the headset down tonight and go talk to evil geniuses and give them a good coaching, what are you going to tell them?
I'll probably say what I usually say, please don't pepper spray me, and yeah, and I'll just leave. But I would say, I don't know, why value something? I mean, we've seen from Newbee that they're so good at their positioning. They're so good at corralling the enemy team to where they want to be and striking when their time is right. And I feel like they kind of underestimated them in that second pick.
I agree. I think they just need to maybe EG, you know, they're lower bracket guys. Maybe they're just trying to learn a lot from this series and do it again in the finals.
They're trying to play more games,
yes,
and learn a lot.
They're team players.
The
Great
public
stuff,
school
Grant.
motto.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to go over to our panel where Eliza has KP ready for an interview.
So much, casters, and of course our panelists as well. We have here KP from, of course, Newbee. Again, congratulations for your win, and of course this is the upper bracket finals, and let's give him a warm round of applause for the team Newbee. So we're just gonna do a quick interview, and I just want to ask, what do you think is the difference of Newbee from the Star Ladders and now in the Manila Masters? Do you think you've taken grasp of the recent patch?
Yeah, I think we just understand the meta a bit more now. Also, I guess we kind of I guess we know the meta, we just know the meta well. I guess we practice a lot more for this as well. So yeah.
That's it. You've taken so much time in preparing for this, and now that you've taken down two of the biggest teams right now and going on to our finals, how do you feel? Do you feel confident that you're gonna go grab that trophy going home to your homeland?
Yeah, because based on our results so far, I think we haven't really had too much of a hard time, I guess. Although the games were some games were really close, but I guess we're really confident right now. We just feel like we have a really good grasp of this patch, so yeah.
Okay, again, congratulations. Thank you so much, KP, and we are gonna see you soon, and hoping that you grab that, of course, trophy for the Manila Masters. Thank you so much, and now let's get back to our desk to end this beautiful and wonderful day. So Des, please take it away.
Yes, thank you, Eliza, as well as KP for that interview. We've come to a close. Day number 2 of the Manila Masters. We have a lot of matches coming up, going through the lower bracket tomorrow. It is all lower bracket matches until we get into our lower bracket finals and grand finals on the final day. Going over our bracket, we can see the Evil Geniuses knocked down, await their opponent, which is going to be Invictus Gaming versus NP. The winner of that will face up against the winner of Team OG versus Faceless. Slacks, Grant, do you have any feelers on either one of these matches?
NP versus IG. I mean, IG, they look decent. I mean, they took a game off EG as well. That should be a really good series, especially NP beating Secret. They're probably feeling themselves a little bit better. I think that'll be a pretty darn good series. What do you feel about OG Faceless, Slacks?
Oh, it's going to be interesting. They've gone head-to-head a lot. I mean, and some would say that one of OG's biggest weaknesses are Southeast Asian teams, or teams around that region. So I'm pretty excited. I feel like they know each other really well. Could produce some pretty unprecedented results there. Grant.
Indubitably.
Indeed, indeed.
And can any of these teams make the run through the lower bracket and find themselves against Newbee and actually beat them out in that grand finals? Best bets?
It's going to be rough, I feel. I mean, I think EG, it's going to be OG or EG. I think are going to probably have the best chance of going up against Newbee again, and more than likely they're going to meet up in the lower bracket, so.
We've seen these teams face off many times. I don't know who's going to win, I'll be honest with you. But I do know it's going to be a hell of a fight. And I can't wait to see a bunch of people go home disappointed and sad tomorrow. Elimination Day, baby! Yeah!
Slacks, as always, a vulture when it comes to the misery of the teams. Thank you very much for everybody who's tuned into the Manila Masters so far, and I hope you join us for tomorrow and the following day. It has been an excellent tournament, and it's only going to ramp up for here. Thank you very much for following. See you. Good night.
Team NP versus Team Secret. The monitor versus the chair. Here we go! Are you guys feeling the hype?
The night lay waste to all we'd given, but honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living, but we could run.